So the rash, it cleared up eventually.
I'm so happy for you, Katie.
Oh my God, you flipped the camera
only bled a
again,
little bit.
Sheepy.
Wait, no, did
I'm
someone...
still in the wrong place.
Guys, someone turned off a camera. What the...
Nope.
Yeah,
Everyone's in the same place.
again.
Okay.
And see, for some reason, I'm not as zoomed in this slot.
I don't know why or what. Hello, everyone.
Hey there.
This is what we have to deal with, chat. This is what we have to deal with.
Oh, don't you start, Mr. Film
Can
Noir.
we get some help over in,
motherfucker.
please? Please clear up on aisle 5.
Blue light special, Sheepy.
Okay.
So what's up, chat? How y'all doing?
Yeah, how's it
everyone?
going?
Hey,
friends?
guys.
Wasn't
How's it
there a
going?
challenge of whether or not Sheepy would nail the intro? I think
Really?
this is
I
Oh,
haven't
shit, who
started
won?
the intro
I
yet.
Yeah, I
think.
was gonna say we've fucked up and we're not even at the intro yet.
I know.
Hello, everyone,
Cheers.
and cheers. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the QT episode number 3. I can't remember what I was gonna say. How's everyone doing? Good.
Yeah, good. I'm
Yeah.
excited to play. I'm,
Me too.
Yeah.
I'm hyped.
Good, thanks.
Yeah.
How about you?
Yeah, you know, I think the intro is gonna go well when I finally do it, but you know, you never
How was
can
everyone's
tell.
week?
Yeah, pretty good. Okay, so Twitter, go follow the Twitter. If you want to get announcements and stuff like that, but it's not super important. Go check out the Discord if you want announcements and that. A little bit more important. Go check out the Patreon and pledge if you're interested to support the show and allow me to do more. That's pretty much everything that we need to discuss. Aside from all of these wonderful people here have places where you can find them and engage with the things they do. Links down below on Twitch, on Twitter? No, not on Twitter. On YouTube, if you're watching the live or you're watching the VOD, go give them some love. And I haven't. Now I can hear the music.
I hear it.
Yay.
I have it muted during the intro just because it plays really loud. And yeah, if you like this song, which you've probably heard a few times during the starting soon screen, this is actually the theme song for the QT, which I picked out. It's got a nice one.
Who made it?
Matthias Tell.
Ooh, I had that name written down.
Yeah. So, let's do a little bit of a recap, and then we will go into the show, shall we?
Sounds good.
So last week, we had, for example, a little bit of home life of William and of George. You know, it's pretty much what you'd expect, I think, with a few little twists. We got to see George be big mom sister, I think would be the way to describe it.
Reluctant mom sister, probably.
Yeah. But also, there was a visit from the cops in the morning because George's friend Casey has gone missing. William had to do his studies and stayed up too late, but was not late for his meeting with the counselor.
Yeah.
Which was quite productive, I feel.
I feel like
Absolutely.
had to do his studies is a misconstruement. It's more like studied on purpose way too
Yeah.
long because he's a huge nerd.
But I would say also had to do his studies because it's expected of him by his folks.
Fair.
Just because he did them willingly doesn't mean he doesn't have to do them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so we saw him interact with the counselor, who I think everyone would agree is kind of nice and, you know, did a decent job as counselor.
And also
Was.
unconscious currently.
Yeah, I was gonna get to that. Sheepy introduces nice character and then immediately imperils them.
Yeah, like Casey. Like, what the fuck? I'm still mad about that. I wanted to know more about Casey.
Yeah, I mean, Casey wasn't... I wouldn't classify him quite as much as nice. He was a bit...
It was interesting.
He
Okay.
was interesting. He was a bit witless as well, a little bit.
He might still be interesting.
That's true.
Speaking...
Wait, who again?
My missing friend.
Oh,
He went off to meet a lady.
Look, you
And
got a
never
new
returned.
one.
Well, I mean, he did return. You saw him. You just didn't know it was him.
So he's not
Anyway, back to
missing.
the back to the recap. I guess. Sorry, I'm just sidetracked.
No, it's all good. After the meeting, one of the teachers, the history teacher, came in to talk to him as William was leaving. A little bit later, during lunch, the paramedics were called because the counselor was found unconscious in his room and he was wheeled out. As far as anyone can tell, he is okay, he's unconscious. That's all that you really found out about that. Additionally, after talking with her other friend Joel, who is even more witless possibly,
He's had a few minor head injuries.
yeah, a couple of conversations face first with a wall. George found out that that Casey was reportedly, or at least according to Casey, seeing or dating or in talks with a girl who was working at a restaurant which had opened up reasonably recently called Furies. I believe there was talk of going there. I'm not sure how fully fixated everyone is on it, but essentially that group, that's where we ended off with that group of George, William, and Joel pretty much planning what to do after school ended. Now, people who did do something after school already would be Tori and Cecilia. Tori managing to pull Cecilia into her orbit for a while on a whim, and they all decided to go for a swim at the lake. Well, the people in the swim team did. A lot of the other kids just basically came along with to be part of whatever was happening and to hang out at the lake. Now, Cecilia had a minor encounter with a Plinky Plinky song. However, she did not investigate it because...
She's far smarter than me.
Plinky Plinky.
That's a very good descriptor, by the way.
Hey, being impulsive doesn't mean you're not intelligent.
Yeah.
Gotta give
Yeah.
credit where credit is due.
I mean, you can be super intelligent and being impulsive, you just don't think, which means your intelligence doesn't come into play when you make some decisions. There you go. As an excuse for anyone who's impulsive. Brilliant.
Or stupid.
I'm furiously writing notes.
Yeah. You get the. It's a good thing you look. It's a good thing you're handsome because you're dumb as 5 bricks.
So, yeah, essentially, Cecilia ignored the plinky noise. A little bit later, Tori took a moment to herself, and the same music reached out to her, and she decided to investigate. Unfortunately, or possibly fortunately, we're really not sure right now, she found the source, which was a little kind of clamshell type object with a little mermaid spinning in it while it's making very beautiful music. She leaned down, picked it up, and to Tori's vision, essentially, a vast wave crashed out of the clamshell and engulfed her, and she passed out. She did then eventually wake up in a hospital bed in the Quail Town County Hospital, and she was left there. And in meta terms, for everyone who's been watching and etc., she has now been, let's call it, possessed by something supernatural.
Touched by the supernatural in
Yeah.
some manner.
And
She moist.
Hey, day.
But yeah, she
Blame
and
NyQuil.
the one thing that I said at the end is Tori now has a flip on her character sheet, on her things, which she now has the siren in place of. I don't think she had student, but it's
I swapped socially adept for siren.
Yeah.
'Cause
Oh,
it
you can
seemed-
choose? I thought you had to flip student.
Oh,
I had already written all my tags before
Yeah.
you people fumbled around with what tags to put in, so I didn't have it. I'm just saying, you know. I'm just...
So instead of student, it was the one that made the most sense. But
Nice.
Yeah.
Student will be the one.
Students
for
a
all
good.
of you,
Students
most
a good.
likely.
Students a good one, and I wish I had it, but I forgot. Admittedly.
And just to give you a like, this is something that probably won't immediately become forefront for Tori, but to give you an idea, you know, it's siren is to with
what do you think it is, Chad?
yeah,
Like-
voice
Like,
voice compulsion, seduction, those type of things. So I'm sure we'll talk about some of the tags and stuff as time goes on. And additionally, it's worth noting that although we're using City of Mist, we're also using Sheepy City of Mist, which is essentially an adaptation that Sheepy wanted to use, or things Sheepy wanted to do. So while they'll have tags and stuff, they'll also have things they can do. You know,
The schmist, if you will.
yeah, abilities,
Miss.
abilities, powers, etc.
I guess it's better. I guess it's better, Katie, than the meepy.
It's the shitty of schmisht.
So, with all of that said and done, I don't believe I missed anything too important. Is there anything anyone can pull me up on and be like, hey, Sheepy, you missed this thing?
Conversation with the teacher that George and
Will had.
George and Will
Thank
had.
you, yes, that's very right.
And Cecilia's now hanging with the cool kids.
Yes.
Yeah, that's you.
And I'm hanging with the bad kids.
Yes. I mean, yeah, no, pretty much.
What?
So,
Bad George?
Moi.
No way.
George and Joel and William decided to go and confront Mr. Ashford, who was
No.
lost.
Let's get this.
Yeah, well, no,
George
no.
decided to
No.
go, and I got fucking
They-
dragged along.
They all decided to go and confront him, and when they got there, none of them were willing to confront him.
Classic teens.
Which is the funniest for George, I think, because she's a very confronting person. But every time she encounters Mr. Ashford, she's like, I am unsure of how to approach you.
Yeah.
He just straight calls me out. I don't know what to do about that man.
Yes, thank you for that. And what we will say now is we will go back to Quail Town. So, let's have a look through here. Okay, sorry. So, this is a evening in Quail Town. Just another regular night. Sun's gone down, and while the city doesn't immediately go to sleep, a lot of people do. You know, like sun goes down, it gets later. However, there are a few people who aren't sleeping. And tonight, two of those people are currently in a car on the northeast side of Quail Town by the Dawson Mines. They are on a lookout point, essentially a hill overlooking the town, overlooking the woods and the forest. There's a nice little, fairly basic dirt road that goes up there, and then you can park up there and take in the sights. Neither of which these two people are doing. They are currently invested heavily in making out in the front seats. A couple of teenagers.
Nasty. COVID.
This is the 90s.
This is all where it started.
Polio. No, wait.
What? The 1990s. Jesus.
Wrong century. Sorry.
I want to say, what's the kissing one where you get the lumpy
Mono.
Mono. There you go.
I in fact had that.
Oh.
The 90s.
Same.
Best diet ever.
Myxomatosis. No, wait.
It's the camera pans in and pans down, in fact, upon the car, which is not rocking because they're just making out. And the back shot is a dirt road kind of leading off towards the calm down. It's a dirt road leaving off. I saw that face. Leading off into the distance to a kind of outcropping of hill and rock and etc. Which has the Dawson Mines now having been closed for a good 10 years or so. There's a certain amount of metal and wooden structure around the edge of the mine, which is now essentially just a kind of open cave. For the most part, it is blocked off and it is, cordoned off. People aren't allowed to go in there, and it's pretty much been left to its own designs, which is to sit there and be a dark hole. However, while that is detailed in the background, in the foreground, two teenagers are making out in classic "we're about to die" fashion, and as they are, there is a and the car very slightly actually rocks with a vibration, and the girl and the guy kind of break apart and look around in kind of like a very slightly shocked way. The guy more than the girl. The girl's a bit more sort of surprised to have been unlip locked, and the guy looks around and says, "What's that?" And there's a slight pause, and they look around, and the girl says, "You're being paranoid. It's nothing." And then there's a little bit more, and the guy's like, "I'm sure you're right." And then they get back to kissing. A couple more moments pass, and there is another and vibrations. And this time the guy breaks apart and says, "Okay, I know I heard that one." And the girl kind of frustratingly looks at him and says, "Look, if you want to go home, just say so. Like, it's perfectly fine. I'll drive you home, I'll drop you off." And as she says that, there is a crash and a shudder as the car itself starts to move violently. And reflexively, the girl kind of screams, and she puts her hand on the key and kind of tries to start it up and etc. Slams her foot down on the accelerator, and the wheels start to spin, partially because the backside of the car is lifted off the ground. As the couple screams and kind of panics and starts trying to get to the doors, and the doors won't open, they've got their seatbelts on, kind of panicking, the car we see is dragged by a large shadowy figure towards the mine, down into the mine, and the last thing we see is the flickering lights disappearing down the deep black cavernous hole. The sounds of screeching metal and a horn slowly disappear off into the distance. The camera stays looking at that entrance to the mine for a little while, until eventually two glowing red eyes appear at the very edge of the entrance to the mine. The rest of the form clouded in darkness, and anyone who is nearby, including the camera, hears and the camera fades.
Nope.
I was about to say lozenge, but nope is better.
Not quite as
Nicola.
not quite as whimsical as our last opening.
No, not at all. The fuck, JP? What the fuck?
So, we rejoin at a different time in a different area of Quail Town. It is after school, and George and William and Joel have just stepped out of the school grounds as classes are over, and it is free time until evening, and sleep, and then morning, and then back to school.
That's what you think.
No club. no club activities.
No club activities, no.
Oh. I was gonna get back at that guy who
Mr.
left.
Social.
I wanted to get back at that guy
Yes.
who left halfway through the fucking game,
Oh,
just because he was. 4
Yeah, that
points
jerk
down.
who left
He
you
did.
halfway through the chess game.
what I'll say is, strangely, the counselor didn't have time to submit the form.
No, you bastard!
Oh,
But having said that, through the next couple of days, it'll be ratified and sorted out. So the chess club will be allowed to exist.
Why was the chess club not allowed to the tournament? I didn't register in time. Why not? Their sponsor died.
There is no current
Oopsie.
proof he's dead. Everyone-
coma.
Their sponsor got supernatural.
So,
Maybe. I want to go
Okay.
to the restaurant. I want to go investigate
Yeah.
and see if Casey's there. Like if
Yeah,
he's like
that's something.
just bailing on school and whatever.
I mean, Joel is like, I don't have anything to do, so. Plus,
Yeah, I would just assume Joel would come along, and then we'd probably both like blank, just look over at William like,
Yeah. Well, I mean, plus, not everyone gets free food from the cafeteria lunch lady Peach. Is that her name? I can't remember what her name
Peach.
is.
Yeah.
Miss Peach.
So I could eat, you know? Is Will, are you coming with us?
Okay. Look around. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, you are.
It starts out with a yeah, and then it's a kind of a yeah in the do you want me to? Yeah.
Oh. And then George is like, yes, you are, like very forcefully.
Yeah.
And Joel leans in, puts his hand like this and goes, dude, it's so much easier to just go along with what she says. And Will, you realize that he's not whispering to you, he's whispering to George.
I probably sock him in this like elbow and
Ah.
Oh my god, this guy's thick as pig shit.
and
Yeah,
then start walking.
Okay.
'Cause, I mean, I'm assuming William doesn't have a board or anything to get there quicker, so
Oh no.
it's a trek. How far away is the restaurant where
So
we are?
the restaurant is not actually too far. It is down towards the center of town, the so-called rich area.
Oh, okay, so it's relatively close to the school then.
It's just up past the library towards the police station and the hospital and everything.
Okay.
On the map, you can see it marked with a knife and fork.
My map's not loading on Roll20. I don't know why I'm trying to get it to load. Let me refresh. I mean, not that it matters. I don't need to look at it.
Yeah,
I just wanted to know, is there anything like on the way there that we would stop at normally?
I mean,
Like, are we going to be walking through a graveyard or by a graveyard?
No. There
Dang
is
it.
there is the library. William does tend to stop there. I would take a guess that George does not, and I can tell you 100% that Joel does not.
Yeah, we probably wouldn't, but I mean, if he like needed to do something, we'd probably go inside awkwardly and, you know, be those awkward kids, like
Yeah.
walking around giggling at funny titles and like finding an anatomy book and being like, you know,
This one
penis.
says tits. This one
Yeah.
says tits, and it's just a picture of like blue
Birds,
tits, and it's
yeah.
just birds. Yeah.
Well, that's a good question. William, do you request? I, for myself at least, from what we know of William, I feel like he wouldn't be like, "Hey guys, can we go to the library first, please? I want to do some stuff." He's just,
But I
No,
could
no.
see like if he had a book he needed to return, like the anxiety of
oh,
Yeah.
it might
I
like
could see
slide
that.
and be like, "Can
Yeah,
I just? I mean, just like," and we'd be like, "Funny books, haha," for a minute. But I mean, it wouldn't be like an extended trip or anything like that.
I think Will would still be new enough to the gang, so we wouldn't say anything to stick out and to like assert anything.
Yeah.
So I think it's more of a look of, oh look, we just walked past some place I know.
Yeah.
Safety was back there. Where
Safety,
are we
yeah.
going?"
Familiarity and routine. I love it.
Yeah. Something like that. But no, he wouldn't go in. And he might go there later, and when he's like, if like meta, if they need to research something,
Yes.
then he knows where to go. But at the moment, no, he wouldn't assert any kind of social position at the moment.
Okay. In that case, you walk through the town. Doesn't take you super long. It's not actually not that far from where you left Casey that when you kind of split off.
Yeah.
And you eventually find yourself. I'm assuming you just kind of want to go to Furies and then walk in, pretty much.
We'd probably like get a table and like, you know, sit across the table all hunched like, shit,
Yeah.
you got cash? We gotta order something. We gotta pretend we're here for a reason, and then like look for a young. We don't even know what she looked like. We have no idea anything about this woman at all. We're
Yeah,
literally
no.
cold calling, so we
No.
probably
You
look for a
basically-
young
you-
waitress.
You basically just have to ask about Casey.
Li-
Right?
That's what I was
Like,
thinking. We'd probably be like, have you guys seen like a young dopey kid with a shaggy haircut and a skateboard?
So you can't stop singing that one fucking song.
Yeah, addicted to No Doubt.
After you've sat down and you've been there for like a minute, one of the waitresses comes up to you and says, "Hello, I'm Annette. Can I take your order?"
Will pipes up with a
Yeah.
Diet Coke, please.
Of course.
And Joel's probably like, and I'll elbow him in the gut. You
Oh.
were hungry?
Hey. Oh yeah. Oh, is there anything good here? And she's like,
You know, like Casey came by here, didn't he? Have you guys seen like a young kid like our age with shaggy? Looks
What did he order?
I'm sorry. Which question do you want me to answer first?
Will
I'd
points
probably
to
just like
George.
look at Will and let him
Yeah.
go. Like he
No,
spoke up. and I-
Will just goes.
It's
"Oh,
science now.
I think Will is it's a question of, oh, did I say that out loud? And then he just points to George.
And she looks over at George.
Yeah, a friend of ours came here, I think, and had something amazing, but I don't remember what it was. Was there any teenagers here recently, particularly young
Quite
kid my age?
quite often, yes. Our special is very popular.
What is that?
It's essentially it's a challenge. All you can eat. If you can finish the meal, you eat for free. And Joel is like, dude.
That. Which is perfect because it gives us a longer time to sit there. I feel like we're all
Yeah.
like, yeah, we'll watch him suffer and sit there like, okay, now what? What do we do?
Challenge accepted.
Yeah.
So shall I put you down for 3 specials?
Will doesn't say anything. He just shakes his head. I'm like,
Just the Diet Coke for you? Would you like a burger, fries?
"No, just a Diet Coke, please."
Just the okay. And-
Yeah. Thank you.
Special? Yes or
Yes.
yes? Okay. Thank you. All right. And for you, it's like The food, the big food with the free. I'll take that. It's another special.
I love
okay.
that as a qualifier. Why are you eating this? Because it's free.
It's only free if you eat it all.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
these things are notoriously expensive if you don't.
Yeah.
Hey, guess what? £6 a steak. Have fun.
And she says, "All right, and to drink,
Water's fine.
water, Coke, okay, cool. Okay, the first course will be out soon." And she moves off. And Joel is like, "They do courses here? Oh shit! I'm not sure I can eat all of that.
You're gonna eat all of that.
I'm
And on
gonna
that,
try."
I want to. George wants to go outside and have a smoke or something.
Yeah.
But she's gonna go around the building and see if she can see any tags or anything, like Casey had been chilling there. Because not like he would be like help or anything like that, but like maybe
Yeah,
he was
yeah.
fucking around, or she just wants to look around the building, the dumpster, see if there's any evidence that he was there at all.
No evidence, but then this is the center of town. Invariably, in your experience as well, it's kind of pointless to tag around here because it is immediately cleaned up. And it is also pursued a lot heavier.
Yeah. More police activity in the nicer neighborhood.
Yeah, it's also like it's literally like a street away from the police station.
Ooh.
It's literally
good.
2 buildings down and on the right. So
They say the best place to hide is in the police station's parking lot.
right, but you're not in the police station parking lot. You're in.
True.
You're outside a restaurant.
True.
Two buildings down.
True, you got me there. Is there any people outside, like any employees or anything that I could try to talk up, like a cook smoking out back or something?
There is a cook, yeah. He's a big portly guy. Like that typical kind of like sweaty and.
Oh yeah, he's got the pit stains and everything.
He's got the pit
cigarette
stains and the
just,
grease stains and the cigarette.
Probably the
and
only cook, works 7 days a week. Yeah.
He's got the chef's hat, which is supposed to stick up, but it's flattened and it's like
You gotta starch
Sag.
it, man.
to one side.
It's probably years of the grease smoke is like
Yeah.
burned
Oh
it.
no, that's no.
It's just permanently attached to his head now.
Yeah.
like
if I
he's-
see him around back, I probably get up the courage to be like, "You got a light?"
Yeah, there you go.
And just, smoke for a second, chill. So, the leading inside said there's young people here all the time, but I don't see anyone, and I'm kind of looking for a buddy of mine.
Okay.
Have you seen any weird young kid hanging out around your restaurant at all?
Yeah.
Relatively dumb with a skateboard.
Oh, skateboard? Maybe. Yeah, probably.
Recently?
Yeah. There was a kid coming around. I think Chris had to have a word with him because he was bugging Annette a little bit too much. But yeah, he was cool. Like he came and he ordered and kind of standard customer, pretty much. Yeah.
sounds like him.
Waitresses, they attract attention sometimes, and occasionally you have to have a word with customer, but mostly it's all fine.
You ever had a problem with any of those customers coming back and further harassing?
No, not really. Like the police station's just there if anything like serious was to happen, so it's pretty calm here, really.
Yeah, it's a nice place you got here.
Yeah.
We ordered your special.
Oh, you ordered the special.
I have no clue what it is, but I'm hungry.
It's a lot of food. Essentially, it's a couple of courses, a big plate of like, there's a burger, there's fries, there's potato,
Dine and dash.
That should probably be like backing up,
and then there's
kind of like smush or smoke on the bottom of her heel and be like, "Thank you so much.
and then there's
I'm
like
gonna
waffles
go.
and waffle fries and.
I'm gonna go vomit and make room. Thank you,
Oh, what's your name?
George,
Nice to meet you, George. I'm Jeff.
Jeff.
Chef Jeff.
Tight to meet you,
Chef.
Chef Jeff. Wow, Chef Jeff, you're my hero.
Could you please roll me a face danger?
Would
love
It's time.
Face some danger, George.
Did she fail?
Yes.
Oh.
Okay.
Shit,
fail.
fuck! I missed.
Ouch.
Carry on.
What?
Carry on.
Carry
Oh, okay,
on.
okay. So after this strange chef, pulls out dice and asks her to roll one, she'd be like, "What the fuck? I'm not in gambling. I'm a child." She'd go around into the front, back into the restaurant, and she'd probably try to get to her table if there was no food there yet, and be like, "We have to go now, right now," and like start pulling Will and Joel out of the booth.
We can't leave. Our food's just coming, and I
Come
want
on,
to
nope.
eat.
We have to go now. Their bathroom is out of order, and I have to go to the bathroom right now. Let's go.
I mean,
It's now.
just
It's
go.
now.
Go
It's
to
gonna.
the
It's
light.
happening. It's
Just-
happening. It's
I-
happening.
Just
Do you
I
want to
know-
catch this? Do you want to catch this?
just-
It's happening. It's happening.
And the food.
I'm growing a tail here. No,
The food
I-
comes out and is put on the table as you're
At
trying
that
to convince them to leave.
She'd reluctantly plop back at the
Well,
table and look at the mountain of food in
And
front of
she
her.
goes,
It's probably
"Okay,
bigger than
here
her
you
body.
go." And yeah, there's like burgers and fries and
I mean, it's a food challenge. Just imagine a food challenge.
I have a question, Sheepy.
yes,
So Will's parents are fairly well-to-do.
yes.
Does Will have any pocket money?
Oh yeah, for sure. I would say the only person who is presented with financial issues in general would be George out of the four of you.
Okay. So it's probably good if I stick around to pay for this thing when George fails to eat it.
That's a big
I'd probably try to
assumption.
force it on Joel, but I don't know. I mean, if it's as much food
He's
as I'm picturing,
already
Mer-
eating the same thing,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Yeah,
he's-
it'd be
he's
double.
already-
Just hand
Um,
over Will's Amex Platinum.
So Joel like grabs a handful of fries, puts them in his mouth. He's like, "Oh man, this is exactly what I needed right now." George, you haven't touched yours yet. You're not gonna eat because you have to pay for it if you don't eat. You know that, right? Like that was the whole deal. She came here and she told us about that.
George kind of looks at it, and it probably came out on like a pizza pan. you
Yeah,
know?
yeah,
yeah.
Imagining just like mounds of food on like a plate as
Yeah.
big as like a pizza round.
There's
kinda
like,
stares
there's
at
like a like quad stacked burger, and not like the McDonald's like thin like burgers.
Yeah,
They're
like the big
they're like the
fuckers.
juicy meat burgers.
Yeah, she
Um,
looks at it and considers it, and probably like has a moment of like she might be able to get through it in a painful way, but the knot in her stomach hearing the chef say that Casey was hanging around Annette, their waitress who just gave them the food, is
Yeah.
giving her like incapable of chewing moment. Like her mouth is just dry as hell, and she's a desert, and she can barely speak because she doesn't know like really what to do. I don't think she's ever been in like a series like I don't think she expected to actually find anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kind of kids go out on an adventure like that, like, ooh, we're the Hardy Boys or
Yeah.
whatever, and holy shit, like maybe something actually happened.
Well, do you at all attempt to eat the food? Because you're gonna have to
Yeah,
pay
she'd
for
probably
it
pick
if
a
you-
couple fries
Okay.
and just kind of like start just slow motion picking at it, like mindlessly, like zombie like.
well,
But her brain is like, what the?
I'll tell you that after the first bite, it is exceedingly tasty. Like it is the type of thing where you're like, oh damn, okay.
Like I didn't realize I was this hungry,
It's-
kind of feeling.
Yeah, like
Chef Jeff working some magic back
Yeah.
Jeff back there working some hot magic.
it's like oh damn, is this like there's this going some kind of like special sauce or something that is cooked in or
I love the idea that this turns into the damn.
Yeah. damn.
and you see the burger as well, and you're like, okay, if just fries are that good, like what's the burger like?
Yeah, she'll probably
Um,
try to fit her mouth around the whole thing and just go in.
yeah,
Because she's
and-
starving. Like realistically, she's probably
Yeah,
starving.
she is. And you bite down, and it is possibly the best burger you've had in your goddamn life. And like Annette has been and delivered your food and left, so you're kind of left there talking. Joel's like yammering a little bit. It's kind of background noise. You're focused on the food.
Is it so good that I've forgotten kind of what we were there for and why I was anxious?
Not 100%.
Okay.
Like you know, it's still part of the conversation. It's still something that's in your head, but you're engaging in the food in a way such that they are secondary. I would say they're more in the back of your mind.
Okay.
And before you know it, you have cleaned the plate.
Oh shit!
Holy shit. How long does it take us?
5-10 minutes.
Oh
Holy shit.
Like Joel,
Is Will
Joel-
very much
It
impressed?
turned into cone heads.
Yeah, she almost inhaled that food. And Joel is still like halfway through. Like he's got half a burger, he's got the fries, he's starting to slow down a little bit. And Annette comes out and goes, "Very impressive, dear. Okay," and pulls it out and says, "Second course coming right up," and kind of
Oh,
moves
shit.
away. And after a little bit, probably about like 5 minutes or so, she comes trotting back out. Joel is probably about 3/4 done now, and she has this big stack of like pancakes and waffle fries and syrup all over it, and there's some ice. There's like multiple scoops of ice cream, like like different flavors.
Look
and
at
all
Katie,
that kind of
she's
thing.
hungry now.
And she
My
like,
mouth is watering. It does sound really good.
Same.
she like puts it down in front of you and goes, "All right, dear, just this and dessert."
I
And
should
then
probably
she-
just ignore her and just,
Yeah.
if it's
Yeah.
as good as you're saying, probably just mouse through it.
The magical best food in ever.
Yeah.
Like,
Nothing matters.
Like
not even the fact that you should probably be dead by now.
Right?
well,
Like, I'm thinking, like, how did I fit all this in my body? Like, that's going to come to my mind eventually.
See, here's the thing: is you don't feel full at all.
Interesting. Like, I don't feel like I've eaten, basically. Like, my food, it doesn't...
No, like the remnant of the sensation of eating is there with you. Like the satisfaction of really nice food is there, but the actual the actual sensation of like being overfull or bloated or like that's just
Nothing.
not there at all.
Hot damn. I'd probably keep going.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
you
the
shovel,
sign.
you shovel, you kind of
Yeah, syrup just down
Yeah.
my body. Oh, yeah.
And again, William, you are impressed. Joel does eventually finish his portion, and Annette comes over and picks it up and takes it away. Comes out with his stack of pancakes and everything.
Is he doing okay?
Or
Or is he, like, feeling it?
Yeah, like, is he sweating it? Like,
Yeah, do
George
you have the meat
isn't.
sweats?
He's sweating it. He's feeling it. Yeah, definitely.
I just picture
Um,
William sitting there with his empty Diet Coke with that empty straw sound, that staring at us like, oh god.
And it essentially, you polish off the dessert, off the second course as well.
I like licking the platter with my fingers.
And eventually, Annette comes back again and goes, "Oh, hot damn, okay, yeah, there you go, good job." And like she takes it away and comes back with literally a tub of pudding.
Oh my god.
It has one of those like serving spoons as well.
Oh my god.
And it's just this big tub of like kind of like caramelly smelling, that really nice pudding that's just like
Yeah.
I
Just
ate
rich.
20 minutes before we started, and I'm hungry again.
My
Damn it.
god. Yeah, same.
And then
Job
she
sheets.
puts it down in front of you, and she whips out this can, this looks like a spray can, and she just
Oh, whipped
sprays whipped cream like over the
Oh my
top,
God.
and then she reaches into a pocket in the side and comes out with a handful of these like big sprinkles, and she's like, she goes,
It's my dream.
"Okay, dear, finish this off, and you're all set. No cost."
I hate you. I hate you so much right now.
You ate 20 minutes ago. And
Is it just as good?
yeah, it's the I'd love to say creme de la creme, but that feels like a pun. It is rich and sweet and exactly what you needed to polish everything off. And you're still not feeling at all full.
Am I hungry still?
You're not hungry because you're eating.
Okay. So while I'm eating, I'm good. But I don't know about after. Okay.
Will observing this, does it seem logical to him that she should be able to eat that much?
No.
Or is it
Not
it does-
based on her frame and on her like.
Okay.
You see a few people around here, and a couple of them are big guys who are like tall and wide and stocky, and
Yeah.
they are struggling through the pancakes.
Oh, okay. Doing a quick calculation in his head,
Yeah.
how many calories has she eaten?
I mean, doing a quick calculation in his head, she should have exploded on the second course. Like,
Oh, okay.
physically exploded.
My God. The best shit.
And she said before she started that she needed to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
So, wow.
Will's like, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Where to go?
Wow.
And
Yeah.
you
Will is very economically sipping on his Diet Coke.
Yeah. you finish the pudding and you feel not just replete but also complete. You feel like you have completed something you were meant to do. You feel like you've gone on a quest and you have conquered the beast and you have slayed the dragon and you have gotten to the peak of like what you are able to do.
So I'm like glowing.
Yeah, you're feeling ridiculously elated for no reason. Like there's nothing that's happened that should make you feel elated. But
Drugs. In the food.
it could be comparable to drugs.
Okay. All right.
But it's nothing that you've experienced before. You don't feel out of sorts. You know, you don't.
Immense satisfaction
Yeah.
beyond compare.
Yeah, and I'm thinking like I've probably never had a look like that on my face or ever had a presence like that ever in my life, which probably makes Joel. I mean, if Joel's paying attention, even his dumbass might get a little uncomfy about it.
I mean, he's having his own issues. Annette. Sorry, my throat's a little.
No, you're good.
Annette just came out with the tub of pudding. Give me a second.
For Joel. No, correct your voice. So the tub of pudding has arrived for Joel, and Joel looks at it
Yeah,
disdainfully.
Disdainfully.
Like what I will say is the food hasn't been as easy for Joel. He's struggling. So
So he's obviously not having the great time I am. He's like not.
no. He's not
Not the same
experiencing
effect
the
at
same
all.
thing.
Only your meal is dosed with the happiness drugs.
Oh, Chef Jeff.
And you feel great. And you're chatting and you know, all these type of things. And Annette comes out and yeah.
Does she look any different?
Annette or
No. Does George look any different from when they started?
she looks fine.
They're just happy.
Yeah, I mean aside from the smiling.
Yeah.
And Annette comes out and says, "Well, you defeated us. Very well done, George."
That was one of the best meals I've ever had in. I'm sorry, what?
What?
How'd you know my name?
Oh, Chef Jeff told me.
Oh. Okay. She probably won't pay much mind because she's in heaven.
Yeah.
I don't know. Normally, it'd probably sketch her a lot more out. The fact that she caught it's probably off balance, but she's just like, you know, post-Thanksgiving meal after smelling it for 12 hours, I imagine.
Yup.
Satisfied. She probably just like lays back on her not insanely expanded belly. Doesn't make any sense. Like, oh yeah, that was amazing. And they'll look over at Joel with his pudding. Is he like facing it, dying yet, or
He's like big spoon in hand, rested on table, head on table, looking at the pudding from the side, and there is just like a little glob of pudding. It's just like slowly going down the spoon, and you just hear him.
Despair.
You just hear him being like,
I love the idea of George going, "Hey, you're gonna finish that."
Considering I'm like so overtly satisfied. I mean, I thought about it, but if I'm that satisfied, I probably don't even think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I might say like we might need a check for this one. Hey, Joel, buddy, don't put your face in the pudding. You can't breathe in that. Stop it. Yeah, we might need a bill for this one.
You can't breathe pudding, Joel.
Tell you what,
Pudding snores.
seeing as you have bested our challenge, we'll only charge him for what he didn't eat. You're the first one in about a month or so. So
To
Alright.
finish it?
look at me. And she holds up a Polaroid camera and it flashes.
That face too.
Syrup.
And the Polaroid thing comes out, and she walks over. She goes, "Okay, great," and like flaps it and walks over to the wall and pins your face up there. There's like 2 people up there.
Do I recognize the other people?
One of them is Chef Jeff.
Oh, bless.
Oh.
I'm
You
probably a
don't-
little uncomfortable with the idea of my picture on a wall.
You
What a
don't,
champ.
You don't recognize the other person.
Okay.
And she says, "Well, all right. Feel free to take your time finishing the dinner and your food, and just
Thank you.
raise a hand when you're ready to settle, or if you want more."
Is Joel okay? Is he really drowning in my pudding? In the pudding?
He's
Should I prop his face up?
He looks like he needs to regroup. And he
bless
does.
his heart.
He does look over at William and say, "You want to finish my pudding?" No?
William's probably very sketch of the food at this point.
Oh yes.
There's like, it's like half done, maybe a quarter done. Like, you know. Filled up on Coke, okay. And Joel's
William, are
like,
you sure you don't want it? It's really good. It's like really good.
If I don't eat when I get home, my mother's going to be upset.
Who says you can't eat when you get home?
That looks like a lot of food.
it is quite a lot of food.
I got through it.
Yeah.
And
That face you have, Katie, is that the face George has?
Joel,
Because if so, that's a reason not to eat it.
Probably not. That's me thinking about being that full. She'd probably like be quizzical
Well-
though because she got through it. Like, what the hell's
Yeah,
wrong with him?
you don't feel full. Like, you feel sated.
Just fine. Yeah.
But nothing, it's like you had a nice sandwich.
Yeah.
It's all the good parts of eating without any of the bad parts
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
eating.
And imagine.
So I think what Will does is look at George and go, "Yeah, I don't know how you did."
I was really hungry. Have
Really?
you ever been really hungry?
Yes. Not sure I've been that hungry.
That was really good food. I think they had real maple syrup. Joel, was that real Joel,
Yeah,
was that real maple syrup?
It's like 5:20. What?
What?
Sorry, I was in my own world.
Yeah, so you're gonna have to pay for that pudding, bro. You got money?
Yeah, it's fine. I can pay for the pudding. I'm not gonna. It's cool. I'll put it in a bag. I'll carry it home. It's fine.
You're gonna put pudding in. Does he pull out a grocery bag like out of his pocket and start
don't.
dumping pudding in a bag?
I don't think he ever wants to see this pudding ever again.
I imagine.
He's leaving it here. He's just he's being like, yeah, I could eat this shit, whatever.
Okay, then she'd probably call the person over for the bill to get out of there. Like
And
if she's like that satisfied, I think she's probably
Are you gonna-
forgotten.
Oh yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I mean, it's still like she's aware of the information she's found out, but it's not as emergent to do anything. I would
Yeah.
imagine, because she's feeling so top of the world.
And when she comes out and she hands you the bill, she says, just hold on for a sec there, please. And she kind of trots off. And like a minute passes, and then the door like poof, like swings open, and Chef Jeff walks out. He's got like the dishcloth thing, and he's like swings it over his shoulder. He walks over to the table and is like, George, you succeeded! Congratulations!
Chef, my man, that was easily the best. How many meals was that? Meals I've had.
I mean, it's probably like 5 meals for a normal person.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man, you must be a dope chef. I don't feel a thing. That was incredible.
Secret of the trade.
Chef Jeff for the win, bro.
Made especially for you.
What?
That's suspicious.
So, you know, look, I just wanted to come out and congratulate you getting yourself up on the wall. Only one other person's done it aside from me, and they did not keep it. Let's just say that. It's impressive.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I was really hungry, and that was incredible. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
This one over here is kind of weak.
I'd say come back whenever you want, but I feel like, you know, things being
I
held
might
up.
put you out of business.
Very possibly.
We don't want that.
No. Well, and he takes the slightly dirty dish towel, like wipes his hands, and then puts it back up and holds his hand out to you. Yeah, and shakes your hand, and he's like, "Very well done, congratulations, and you know, good luck finding your friend. I hope he's still alive, and just, you know, in the future, like, stay strong. Like, it's a rough path, okay?"
Jeff.
Thank you.
Chef Jeff got fucking dark.
Is he still alive?
I hope he's still alive.
Also, it's a rough path. Like, what do you mean, Jeff?
I know.
And then he
I feel like the
ominously
chef
walks
just gave
away.
us teens like some hard life advice, like, and don't get the clap. Signed, Jimmy Dugan. That'd probably just be weird. Does he walk away, or is he still standing there?
Yeah, he's standing there for a moment or two.
I mean, awkward teenagers, I probably really wouldn't know what to do. I'd
Yeah.
probably be like feeling so like this is an adult person just choosing to come over and speak with us for an extended period of time. I'd probably be like, "Thank you, Jeff."
No, no problem, George. I've got to get back in and start whipping up more food, but yeah. Good luck.
You too.
All right.
Keep on chefing.
And as he turns and walks away from a table and back towards the kitchen, his face goes from like a beaming happy smile to a sad, kind of reflective regret. And he walks into the kitchen and disappears.
Does she see that? His face change?
Just
No.
No, because he turns around, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And why? Because Chef Jeff knows George is gonna die. Turn into an old man.
No. That Jeff's a jolly dude. Ever had a cook come out and talk to you? Ever? No, that was weird.
I mean,
William, that was weird, right?
You did finish
Joel
the
just-
meal, which is kind of impressive, because goddamn, I didn't even get all the way through mine. I hate pudding.
Who hates pudding?
Me now.
God.
Didn't
Bring it,
before,
but-
do now.
Pudding's like my nemesis now. Should we
Oh,
go?
speak.
Should we
Well,
go
we're here for a reason.
to eat, right?
Will says to find Casey's girl that they've been talking to.
It's a great
It's the
song.
waitress.
Oh,
How long have you known that?
She'll like look at her watch.
Yeah.
I was talking to Chef Jeff outside, and he said Casey was bothering her, and that they had to talk to him. Man, that was good food.
yeah. Except for
God,
the
that was
pudding.
good. I just could eat that every day for the rest of my life. I don't. Why doesn't everyone come and eat for free? How has this place not gone out of business?
And George, as you're talking. Oh, sorry. Wrong one. Apologies.
I didn't hear a thing.
So, as you're
I was talking.
Yeah. As you're talking, William, this is for you because
Okay.
George is kind of babbling and talking and vibrant. Suddenly, it's like a switch goes off and her head just smacks on the table and she starts to snore. The loudest snore you have heard in a. It sounds like a fucking chainsaw. And Joel goes, damn.
And Will, the first thing he does is this. A complete facepalm, and then he just reaches over and starts poking George a little bit. Hey,
She
hey.
won't move. And Joel says, I don't think we can carry her. Like, she lives a long way away. Well, a long walk away from here. And at that point, Annette comes rushing out, and she's like, "Oh my god, is she okay?"
I think it's an actual food coma.
That's. Don't. We've had a couple of these. Don't worry. I'll call her a taxi, and it'll be on us. Don't worry about it. It can take her home, or if you want, to the hospital.
Bring her to the hospital. She can lay in bed with Tori.
Will says, home is probably a good idea.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's
and then
better.
he looks
She'll
at
be fine. Like,
yeah, he looks at Joel and go, "Do you know her address?"
yeah, I've been there a couple of times.
Okay, good.
Her sister's weird.
That's hardly relevant.
It's always relevant. You're asleep.
Yeah, exactly. So that's probably why William sends her home, because
Yeah.
he probably knows she doesn't have a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
And trips to the hospital in America cost money.
Yeah,
Costs
costs
money.
money.
So
Okay.
that's probably why he's going to send her home. Or I mean, Will's not going to send her anywhere. He recommends that they send her home. Will's a kid. He doesn't really have too much to on the way of input, but he would probably advocate for sending her home.
So a taxi is called, a car to take you all to George's house. What I would say, for the sake of moving things to a certain point, you get George back home, and her sister is there, and she opens the door, lets you in, and you take George to her room. Both you and both you and Joel. Oof, that was the worst. Casey's suddenly there. Ah, he's alive.
He's now the butler.
You take her to her room and you let her collapse on the bed. She's still snoring like a fucking maniac. Obviously accompanied by sorry, I can't remember her name off the top of my head. What's your sister called?
Alyssa.
Alyssa, there we go. She's you know, a little worried to begin with, but then you explain what happened. She's like, oh, okay, that's fine. Like, I'm glad she ate. And then essentially the car is there to take both of you back. Will, if you'd like something else, you know, like if you want to stop in the library, or if you want to go anywhere else aside from straight home, let me know.
I think Will go to the library actually.
Okay.
He's suspicious of the events that happened.
All right.
Because
that is understandable.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is weird.
And Joel is like I'm just kind of gonna chill for a while, but I can come with you if you like, because you know it's
You sure you're okay? You did eat
yeah,
quite a lot.
I did.
And Will at this point kind of like trying to look for signs that he's dozing off, or is Will seeing anything in Joel's demeanor that suggests he might just conk out?
No.
Okay. He rolled well on his face danger. So yeah, yeah, Will wouldn't mind if Joel wants to tag along to the library.
Yeah.
And he's like, but this is a library, Joe. We have to be quiet.
I can be quiet. Sure. I can just chill. No, not a problem.
Okay. Well, let's go then.
All right. Like, there are a lot of books in the library, right?
Yeah. They're quite long. Before we leave,
have you read all of them?
No, but I've made a dent.
Oh, like me in the pudding.
Yeah. Before we leave the Cade house, will probably like tell George's sister Liz to like, hey, could you let George know when she wakes up that we went to the library, and like kind of fill her in on what happened after they passed out.
Okay, where's the library?
It's in the middle of town, pretty much.
Oh, okay. I'll tell her that, yeah.
Lovely.
Thanks for bringing her back. William, right?
Yes.
Thank you. And hey, Joel. Like, sup? And just ignores her.
You know that Liz has that little kid crush on older friend of,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like,
And
yeah.
George does not approve.
Yeah. Like, if you don't know him and interact with him very often, then he can seem cool, I guess.
Yeah.
So both you and Joel head off. You can grab the car, but it's not super important, but just a bit quicker for you. And head to the library. However, for a moment, we are going to stick. We are going to stick with George. George, you are still asleep. And you are floating in a void of nothing.
Ugh.
It is the emptiest feeling space you have ever experienced. It feels like nothing stretches forever. It feels like you could walk in any direction and never find anything ever. And out of that darkness steps Chef Jeff.
Out of nothing?
Yeah, and he doesn't have his like big smile on.
He just coalesces out of nothing. Nice.
Is he pretty close to me?
You know, like a couple of like feet or so. Yeah, it's just standing there. He kind of scratches his neck.
Chef, the supernatural entity.
Hey kids, how's it going?
Did I die? I died. I
No.
died, didn't I?
No, nothing like
She'll kind of
that.
stomp on the ground. Can she feel anything beneath her feet? Or is she
You
even
can't.
have feet?
You can't feel anything. You can't
Nothing.
see yourself.
I look down, I can't see my feet. Like, no, it's just that. But I can see Chef Jeff.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm dead.
You're not dead. You're fine. Well,
Not yet.
You're not fine. You got some problems, but you know.
I don't have feet.
You do. Just
Where are my
you know,
feet? I don't have a
so-
me.
Yeah, no. Like, you do, just, this is kind of, like... It's difficult without getting metaphysical, you know?
No. No,
So-
I do not know.
So, this is kind of like, This is kind of like in your inner core of self, pretty much. You know.
Are you my conscience?
No.
Look, that wouldn't make any sense at all.
No, I'm just here to say goodbye. And sorry, you know, it's been a while, and you know, the couple of people who tried before me, they never succeeded. You did. Congratulations.
Chef Jeff, you're gonna have to give me more details than what you're spilling.
I don't really have that time, I'm afraid. Just know that it's not as bad as it might seem. For a while. Alright, kid. I gotta go. See you around.
But my feet!
And he turns and walks away. And disappears into the blackness. And you feel an overwhelming void in what you can only describe as the pit of your stomach. And if you will, you can flip your student and you may rename it to gluttony. Or,
Oh,
sorry,
What?
you may
cuss words!
you may rename it to the glutton.
Glutton 2 out of 7.
Oh no. Oh no!
Love it. I was trying to guess what was gonna happen there the whole time. I'm like, what is this? Is it the food? Is it Jeff? What's going on?
I really thought she would have something to do with the waitress, and it would be like what happened with a friend, and she would, but she just ate too much.
But I mean, maybe because what she thinks is that I mean,
Now you're gonna go back there every day, just get your fill.
she wouldn't be sad.
No, because Chef Jeff is gone.
Is Chef.
You'll need to go back.
These are questions that must be answered, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm trying to flip my card. I don't know why roll 20 is being a douche for me today. I apologize.
Sure.
So, am I still in the empty space of sadness?
No. You open your eyes. It's nighttime now, and you don't really feel rested. You actually feel quite tired. So it's possible that you roll over and sleep. I'll say that you, let's say that you roll over and actually fall asleep almost instantly, with a kind of like a vague memory of waking up, being like, oh, it's dark and something's like, yeah, we'll talk about what that means for George in the future.
Standing over your bed is Chef Jeff again.
I know! It's my sister just listening to my stomach growl. Like it wasn't snoring this whole time. It's
So,
oh no.
Rejoining William momentarily as you're driving back. Okay. There we go. As you're driving back towards town, towards the library, please roll me a face danger.
Ugh.
I love how more and more Sheepy is just doing this out of nothing. It's like I'm just driving, I'm just walking home, Sheepy,
Well,
and he's
but,
like, please roll phase danger.
Great success!
Okay.
Haha! Screw you!
You've warded off evil once again.
You keep going, and
6 and a 4.
we'll leave that for now. Yes, you are dropped outside by the library, and Joel gets out with you, and he's like, shit, there is a library here. Should we go in?
I think when he says, "Oh shit, it's library," William goes, "What?" And looks at the huge edifice of a building and
There's
goes,
like
"Public library written
yeah.
on it." He goes, "Yes, clearly."
I mean, what, do you look at every building you walk past? You know,
You
like
walked past this place 3 times today.
Exactly. I walked past it so much it doesn't really exist for me. I guess. You know, like.
Library.
Are we going in or?
Yes, we're
Alright.
going in.
Cool.
I'm sure there's some comics or something. And
Set Joel up in the manga section.
yeah, exactly. Close the door. Will goes in, and he has his library card ready. I don't know if I need it, but
Yeah. I mean, you know, like you go in and the librarian, or the kind of head librarian, Daniel Garrison is like, oh, William, hello, welcome back. Are you
hello, Mr. Garrison.
looking for something particular today?
Not sure yet.
Well, we've got and he points over to a table, like some books, and he's got some new books in. Some of them are quite interesting, some of them are quite unique and rare. So, you know, feel free to have a look there, and just, yeah, if you need me, you know, don't call out, because I'm quite in the library and everything.
Yeah. Thank you.
Joel is like, new books have got to be better than old books, right? Let's check them out.
And I think Joel is behind William at this point, and William just looks down and goes, yeah, let's have a look.
Could you roll me face danger again, please?
No, I got that. As long as I get to become a bookworm.
Right now, every single thing someone does, it'll be like phase danger, please.
Mild success.
Okay.
Don't laugh yet. Don't
No,
laugh
but-
yet.
I know. I don't
the
trust
bad thing
success
is,
or
I
a
might-
failure, man.
I might be
She, look
passing
at
up
she
some.
be smiling behind the beard.
I might be passing up something really cool. I
And
don't
last
know.
time, Elf rolled like a really big success. So
Yeah.
just rolling a success doesn't mean you're safe.
No.
As I
So
said,
someone in chat pointed out William is doing that stay human run.
as I said, like, there are times when a success makes you miss something and head towards something else.
Yeah.
Like what happened for Tori.
Yeah.
So,
I would like to. Okay, so the issue William has at the moment is George should not have been able to eat the food. It should
Yeah.
not have been possible. And I don't think he immediately jumps to, oh, that's supernatural. It's a case of, okay, so what do people do to food to make it less filling? So possibly something written by dietitian or something like that.
Joel's already wandered off to the new books, and he's
Okay.
going through, and while you're kind of thinking about like where to go, what to look for,
Yeah.
he's like, whoa, and he like picks up a book and holds it up, and he's like, look at this book, and he looks at the cover, and he's like, Demons and Devils of the 16th and 17th century. How is this a new book if it's the 16th and 17th century was like 5 decades ago? What?
I think William is looking at the list of the.
Sorry,
the
I just saw I upset a few people in the call.
Yeah.
Joel, you fucking idiot!
William is looking at the registry plaque thing and trying to find out where the dietitian stuff is, because it's not something you would normally look up. And while he's doing that, he's saying, no, it was written recently, but about the 15th and 16th. Ah, here we go.
Okay. And then he's like, hey, how about this one? This may help. And he holds up a book that says Getting Help, the dynamics of overeating food and the mechanics of dietary requirements.
And William looks over like, oh, what has he got now? And he goes like, oh, actually,
Yeah.
you know what? Bring that one.
Okay.
You don't need to bring the demon book, but bring that one.
Right, okay. And he kind of comes over and he puts it in your hand. He's like, hey, I need to take a whiz. I think I have a whole lot of pudding I need to get rid of.
Yes. Good idea. It's that door over there and to the left.
They have toilets in the library? Cool.
Yeah,
And he
don't
just-
pee on the books, please.
Wouldn't pee on the books. And he walks over and...
And Will is already diving into the book. Like, the second he stops talking and turns around, Will is already gone into the book.
Oh yeah, and as you are going through the book, you know, I'm assuming, are you skimming it or are you like...
I'm skimming the registry, first of all,
Right.
just to see what's in it, and then seeing if anything...
Yeah.
if anything
anything
pops out.
helpful. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So the you know, it starts off with like the kind of table of contents is like dietary requirements and allergies and things like that, and then kind of towards the middle of the list, probably around about the middle of the book itself, it has much more what you're looking for, which is essentially the mechanics of eating more but not being full, and you know, that type of thing.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. That's what Will dives into. And I think
All right.
glutton would probably be at the forefront of his head, not in a supernatural way, but
Yeah.
in a case of, or in a way of, how does this work?
Okay.
Is it like cure for gluttony, or like a sudden onset of gluttony or something
Yeah.
like that?
And so you're sitting there like in a corner, and you kind of flip through the book and you flip it open to the middle part of the book, which is detailing the eating with too much but not getting full and all that kind of stuff. And as you're going, you're like, it's kind of convenient that there was a book detailing exactly what I need
Yeah.
that just came in. And as you flip to the middle of the book and look down, you see scrolls and writing and weird squiggles and like symbols that are like partially feel like they're coming out of the page.
Oh.
And right in the middle, on the crack of the spine, in like the horizontal, is just this big oval red and yellow eye that almost seems to be popping out of the book. And as you look at it, your mind kind of goes blank,
Oh, that's nice.
and you feel yourself being drawn into it, being drawn towards it. And then the eye itself scrunches up very slightly, moving across the page, and then the camera moves back from you a little bit as the eye kind of like slowly sucks itself out of the page and goes straight into your eye,
My right eye.
into your right eye.
Hmm.
And
It's not a case of.
No, it's a case of like you're almost hypnotized, and like
Oh, okay.
and like
I see.
It doesn't feel uncomfortable. It doesn't feel bad or wrong precisely. It's more like you don't even notice it happening,
Oh, okay.
and it goes, and then it's gone, and the page is completely blank. And after a couple of seconds, you feel like a poof on your shoulder, and you have a little jump as they're like, well, what happened? What happened? And you look back down at the page, and it's blank, and you can't remember what just happened. Like
I am fairly sure Will thinks he just like nodded off for a second.
Yeah.
and then he tries to like flip the pages to see if he can find anything that
There's
looks like an eye
nothing on
that his
any of the
mind
pages.
wandering would have turned into an eye or anything like that. There's nothing.
There's
it's just
nothing
text.
on any of the pages.
Oh, okay. What's behind him? Is it Joel?
Yes, and Joel's like, hey!
Yeah.
Why are you reading a book with no words in, man? Like, I know you're smart, but if you can just fill up books like that, like, you don't even need the books, right?
No, I'm just seeing if there's anything further on.
Yeah, there's nothing in the book at all, man. Like, look. Flip through the pages.
Does Will see stuff in the book even,
There's
or is
nothing
it?
in the book.
Oh, okay.
It's completely...
Yeah. He hands it back to Joel and says, "Well, turns out this was rubbish."
sorry, man. I thought it might help.
Yeah. Actually, I need to take a leak as well. Would you stay here? I'll be right back.
Sure,
And-
sure.
I think the audience behind the camera would probably notice that Will has started to use more Americanisms in his language than he initially would have.
Yeah.
Now that he has friends and like working it into conversation. So yeah, he skedaddles up to the lavatory and finds a mirror.
Okay.
Does he look any different?
What I would say is he goes to the lavatory, he does business, and then he goes to the wash, the basin,
Yeah.
starts washing up, and as he looks up into the mirror, for a half second.
Oh no. He goes to the lavatory specifically to look in the mirror.
But he can't remember what happened.
Oh right. Sorry. Yeah. Okay.
So
yeah.
it still happens, but
Whiz.
More scary.
Yeah.
And what I'll say is, it's a flash where he sees a red visage of kind of like, it looks almost like scaly, like flecks around his eye, and this kind of like almost feline, but even more so than feline. It looks like reptilian, or it's got that vibrant like yellow in the iris, and then that slitted like black up and down, and he's got like this kind of like red patch all around his eye, and it's like it's like a flash, and then it's gone.
Yeah. And he just goes, touches his face. There's nothing there.
No, it's possible. It's possible it's been a long day.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a lot of stuff happened today.
Yeah, overexcited, stressed.
Yeah.
Like these type of things can happen.
Yeah. So do I flip and write chupacabra or?
You
I don't know.
may flip your student, and you may put in the devil's eye.
Oh, what?
These sort of things happen,
I get, yeah. Just open a book,
You know?
devil's eye.
And
We could have called it the evil eye. That would have been. Oh my God! Will I am.
Oh my gosh, no. Danger, Will Robinson.
Thank you, Bud Prince. I appreciate that.
What I will say currently, as we go forward, the only thing that will be important is when he has extremely heightened emotions, especially anger.
Okay.
I'll need to know about that.
That's unlikely to happen in his present state of mind, but okay. Cool.
But there's no unconsciousness for William or anything. along those lines.
Yay!
So
Can I ask a question
Yes.
of you, of Sheepy and of Will? Does Will have a temper in any way, shape, or form?
Oh yeah.
He does. Okay, so it's not like he's incapable of being angry.
No.
He's
He's
he
not
has a
like that
temper.
much.
He has
And
a
then my
temper.
other question, well, I guess I don't even know if you would answer this. I was just going to ask, like, does the eye make him more angry or more apt to be volatile? No, okay. That was
So, what I will say is you do some research and you find out a few things. Nothing explains what happened.
Yeah.
There are vague like allusions to and possibilities, but everything is kind of like, it doesn't explain how a reasonably small woman would be able to eat essentially a large elephant. So you would leave the library a little
George
bit.
Jumbo Cade.
Literally.
Mm.
And I think if you're good with it, unless you have something else you'd like to do, you can. William will head home and
Yeah, no, I'm done.
do his usual routine.
Yep.
So we're going to go back in time a little bit again, to when Tori wakes up.
Okay.
And what I'll say, for the sake of for this next part, is you have Cecilia, you have the girls, you have your group, you have Aaron, and you have I keep forgetting his name because he hasn't popped up much yet.
Rodney.
Rodney is there as well. And when you wake up, there's an initial kind of like, oh my god, are you okay? And they're like fussing and etc. However, seeing as Sheepy needs to pee, I think that's a good opportunity for Cecilia and Tori to talk for a quick hot second. Enjoy.
This is literally the worst moment you could.
Exactly, go.
You could say, just talk, you know?
Yeah.
So
Hi,
I think-
Sheepy.
Yeah, I think if I'm setting this up correctly, like there's that initial sort of like flood of friends being like, "Oh, person I care about, you're okay. All right, good. I'm gonna go now." Kind of stuff going on. And
Probably.
Then, and Tori's very much like, "I'm fine. Just like everything's fine." You know what I mean? Like I feel okay.
Yeah.
Like get out of here, kind of stuff to everybody. And maybe I guess like Cecilia is like still around.
Yeah, probably because she most likely would have been with one of the first people to find her. And she has maybe seen a few more things about people falling sick and all of that stuff than some of the others. So she would have stuck around a bit, and then like once Tori had like brushed off most of the people, she'd get like a tiny step closer and go like, "So you like sure that you're all right? Do you remember what happened to you?"
And Tori's like, now that it's kind of just the two of them, she's like, "Why? Do I not seem all right? I'm fine. I'm okay."
You look to be, yeah, that's the weird thing. You look to be all right, and before that as well. So like, no one really knows what happened.
I don't know. Maybe I just overdid it, or it's been a little while. Maybe there's something gross in the lake. Could have been anything.
But yeah, probably yeah, something gross in the lake or something. Yeah. I'm sure. Well, yeah, if
'Cause
you ever.
you saw her eyes, right? At one
Yeah,
point,
yeah, yeah.
right? Like you've seen that there's something going
Yeah.
on. Like she doesn't know, but you do. Is the thing.
I would say again, similar to William, it is something that can be waved away, and you know, kind of like maybe I'm seeing things, or you know, it's not something that would immediately be like, oh my god,
It's-
supernatural shit.
Well,
Yes,
CC
but
is
it's
also
just
like a
very
rational.
weird.
CC's also like a rational person, right?
Yeah.
Like in terms of like
Yeah.
waving away something you see objectively, like.
You might think it's a parasite or something.
I mean,
Yeah, that's why she said something in the water.
it wasn't like a vibrant emerald where you're like completely eye change color kind of thing. It was
How much?
it was a shimmer, quick like
how-
half-second shimmer.
How much of the whole like situation leading up to it does Tori remember? Like, does she remember the music? Does she remember the?
You remember the music, you remember the shell, you don't remember the wave, and you don't remember passing out.
Okay.
So you remember everything pretty much up to it.
Yeah, just about.
And what I will say for Cecilia as well, like you were there, you all found her and you all, you know, like tried to figure out what happened. There was no shell.
Yeah.
Did you hear something when you were? I remember hearing something like music or somebody playing. You know, and she just sounds like she's not exactly sure what she.
I don't like heard that, but like I'm sure someone was like doing that, but maybe someone likes to play music. I don't know. You weren't hearing things.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm fine, so we can get out of here.
You sure? Maybe I should go check if you're all clear to go out. Maybe just to be sure.
Fine.
Cecilia will walk off and check if Tori is actually good to go with one of the nurses.
And I'll say, like, as you like step outside, you see Aaron, like, not really arguing, but having kind of a fairly heated conversation with a nurse where he's like, I mean, look, I understand where you're coming from, but if she's fine, you really shouldn't have to keep her. And the nurse is like, oh, I know, but the doctor wants to keep her overnight for observation, just to be safe, because we're not sure exactly what happened. And he's like kind of frustratedly, like, throws his hands up. He's like, okay, I mean, you know, if that's what the doctor says, then, and like, the nurse is like, you know, kind of, I have to go now, and like, I have to see other patients, and kind of walks off, and he turns around and looks at you and says, Cecilia, yeah?
Cecilia, yeah. You're Aaron.
Yeah. Did you hear that?
Yeah, doctor said she can't go.
On overnight observation, just to be safe. Do you
Well,
want
you
to
should
tell her?
probably go and tell her.
And he kind of like smiles and goes, I don't like giving her bad news.
It's look, the bad news is not coming from you.
Have you known Tori long?
Define known.
Aaron's known me a long time.
Define known.
I mean, look, she's great, but
I bet she is.
you know, there's some people who can be like, oh, you know, you're bringing me this news, and that's fine because it has nothing to do with you. And there's people who, you know, might throw a pencil case or something, like just frustration of being brought news that is bad. Maybe it hits you once or twice. It's fine, you know.
Totally, yeah. You meaning to say that she will throw a pencil case at you?
Well, I doubt it because there isn't one in there. There's no pencil
Right,
case.
that's what
Yeah.
I was thinking. Yeah.
Yeah. But you know, like, and also I think I mean she's not restrained or anything, but she's in a hospital bed. I mean, how upset can she get, right? You know what? I'm gonna go talk to the doctor and ask for him to, you know, they need a medical professional to explain to her exactly the situation, right? So I'm gonna go and talk to them, and then maybe not be there while they tell her.
Isn't she like? I mean, isn't she like your girlfriend?
It's complicated. And then he turns and walks off.
Bye, Aaron.
Aaron's like, I don't want to deal with her. I'm out.
And then Cecilia is standing there in the hallway, doubting what to do right now because clearly Tori just said we need to get out, then we should get out of here.
Yeah.
But now Aaron is going to get a doctor to go tell her the news. And Cecilia did just hear that Tori will throw pencil cases at people if she hears bad news. And obviously, Aaron seemed to insinuate that her not being able to leave is bad news. So all of this going on in her head right now, she's like, should I say? Should I wait until Aaron's back? Should I join him? Like, this seems like an intimate conversation. I should not. It's it's
Doctor
I
patient
may-
privilege.
I
You know,
may-
yeah.
great.
Aaron just straight up convinces Cece with the like Tori is like kind of bad at bad news to just leave.
As you're
I love it.
as you're kind of debating, you hear kind of a click clack of someone going down the hallway. Like, there's people around, but no one's like walking up and down too much. And you hear a fairly high pitched voice say, "Cecilia." And as you turn, you see in the candy striper, uniform, is Ashley, Ashley Pierce, who is someone you work shift with sometimes.
Yeah. Cod mid thoughts. Cecilia will turn around. Actually, hey. What?
You're not.
I was gonna
working,
ask.
Right.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, what are you
Yeah.
doing here? But obviously.
Yeah, doing a shift.
Yeah.
Volunteering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I.
You should put, if you're working, you should put the uniform on.
Yeah. I should do that if I'm working, but I'm not working. I brought a friend in.
Friend?
Yeah, a friend. She fell unconscious when we went out swimming.
You went swim?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
At the pool?
No, out at the lake with lots of other kids from our school.
Really? Who'd you go with?
There was like Rodney and Aaron and Tori.
Cole and Laura.
Laura, Rebecca, Nicole, and she goes, Aaron Ford, Aaron, like on the basketball team.
Yeah.
And Tori Whitlock.
Yup, the one and only. If you want to see her, she's in that room. Anyway,
how did
you're
that
obviously
happen?
very busy working and all of that.
Right. Yes,
I should totally
and
catch
work.
another shift. I
Yeah.
will probably later on in the week. I think I'm scheduled in, so.
Yeah. I have things to do. Okay. Well, good luck with your friends. Just FYI,
Thanks.
that was something which felt very. You have friends? Question mark. So.
Rude.
Thanks. Look, with your shift, Ashley, I think I'll go that way.
Okay. And she turns around. Well, she doesn't. She carries on down the hall and heads off to.
Yep, and then Cecilia's like, yeah, I think this has been enough for today.
Okay.
She's like, yep, yeah, seen enough.
All right.
I'll see Tori tomorrow at school.
Yeah.
And yeah, hopefully.
So I wasn't sure as to how you set things up. Were the rest of the group there with you, Tori, or?
We just had them like filter out,
Okay,
and then
so-
I spoke to Cece, and yeah.
So
So Tori's like kind of on her own right now.
in that case, Cecilia, as you are walking out the front, yeah.
As I'm walking out, just a small detail, Cecilia will stop to talk to one of the nurses, like on the floor, and just briefly say, hey, I know that this girl is having to stay overnight in this room. Please keep an eye, check if no bacteria got into her. Because she went to swim in a very, like, filthy lake, and maybe something got into her. Please.
Of course, I will check on her throughout the night.
All right. Thanks. And she, with that, having eased her mind a bit of maybe whatever she had seen, or Tori suddenly falling unconscious after swimming in the lake, she will head out.
Just as an FYI, as occasionally does happen, well, when you work here, like when you do your shifts and stuff, just a small shiver like runs through your body. It's a weird thing. It might just be because the hospital's a little cold and you know, like
Damn
sterile.
this AC, America does.
Yeah. But you know, and as you're leaving, one of the girls who was with you is still there, and as you're kind of like walking out the doors, she says, Cecilia. Hey, Nicole. One of Tori's friends?
Yeah, I remember your face.
Yeah, I was at the lake.
Yeah.
Are you headed home?
I think that's a good idea. It's been a crazy one.
Yeah, I'm headed too. So, you know, you wanna walk?
Sheepy, I think that realistically speaking, some would have had cars and would have driven there, and then when we had to put Tori in the hospital. So if I can, I would say that Cecilia has a car and she would offer the girl a ride.
That works for me.
Okay. Yeah, I am heading home, but if you, I could give you a ride.
That'd be great. I didn't bring my car, so.
Yeah, I saw. No worries. It's just, there. And she kind of leads the way to her car. I think we established that Cecilia has just like a really average car, basically.
Yeah.
I also, as elf, do not know anything about cars.
0% car knowledge. Yeah.
Me
But
neither.
it would, like, we were laughing about it, but safety would have probably just been priority.
Yeah.
So nothing fancy, but a safer, average type of car.
Absolutely.
So yeah, she would lead Nicole to her car and would kind of get in and allow her to get in the passenger seat. So where do you live?
Oh, I'm kind of out near the Greystone hotel. It's essentially, you'd know it. It's on the way from the hospital to yours. It is kind of further to the south of the center. Essentially, I think I can hang with. There we go. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So it's kind of on that direction. So it's not too far out your way. You'll basically have to take a road and go on a slight little detour and.
It's a detour, but Celia literally will not say no at this point. So yeah, she'll get them started on the drive. And for the first half, like for the first few seconds, Cecilia will be very nervous, but like just unsure of how to start conversation in this car.
I mean, immediately, as soon as you start the car and start driving, Christine is like, so, how come I've never seen you in the group before?
That's, I just, never really, we never really met, and you know how it is in high school when if you're not in the same class in the first year, then you kind of just don't belong to the same group, and it always stays that way, and it's very difficult to mix groups and to,
I mean,
you seem to be good friends with Tori.
Kind of. I dated Rodney last year for a bit, and he knows Aaron, and I got invited to places. I'm not really with Tori's group of friends, like actually, you know, it's like whatever. But you know, at the same time, like why not, right?
Sheepy.
Yeah.
Last is the timeline wise is when she describes to be have been Rodney's girlfriend. Does it line up with my line of events where I found out that he had a girlfriend? All right. Yeah, so what was the last thing she said?
You know, she's.
Oh, no, actually, let's do it in character. That Cecilia was lost and fought there for a moment, doing the timeline in her head, and be like, I'm sorry, what was that again? I'm focused on the road.
Oh, sorry, yeah. Yeah, so I dated Rodney last year for a bit.
Yeah.
He knows Aaron, and you know, like, Tori sometimes will take a shine to someone and, you know, include them for a while or whatever, but you know, it's easy enough. You know, it's not like it's not like it's a secret society or anything. It's very easy to, you know, if you have a bit of confidence, you just, you know, hang around.
Right, so you just need a bit of confidence and you can stick around.
I mean, you seem like you have a lot of confidence anyway. Like, you know, you're smart, you're pretty, you know, I don't see why you wouldn't have started, you know, school with Tori and her group. Like, they seem like someone...
So you were together with Rodney? For a while?
Yeah, for a bit. He's not really my type. He's a bit too,
Why not? I don't, yeah, but... Why not?
Oh, he's just a bit too, bland?
Bland? You would say Rodney Fry is bland?
Oh, you know, just for me, that is, like, he's a really nice guy, but,
yeah, he is.
It's not very exciting, you know. I heard he did the Sadie Hawkins dance preparations and stuff, you know, like...
Yeah, he did a great job at that, didn't he?
I didn't go.
You didn't go to the dance?
No, I some of my friends invited me to a party. I went there instead.
Oh, you went to a friend's party instead of going to the dance. Were you still his girlfriend at that time?
I think so, kind of. I think at that point I decided that things were pretty much over, but I don't think we talked about it yet.
Did he ask you to the dance?
Well, it's girls ask boys, so I didn't ask him.
Did you know if anyone asked him?
I think a couple of girls might have done. I think Yeah, I don't know whether she asked him, but I think there was one girl who was kind of hanging around him. They worked together on the Sadie Hawkins dance. Like on the planning committee, you know, like trying to... He said she seemed like she was working up the courage to ask him.
He said that.
Well, I don't know, though.
Oh, obviously, yeah. Sure.
But, you know, he had a girlfriend at the time, I think, so...
Wasn't it you?
Yeah, but I can't completely remember. We may...
Yeah, sure.
Who
Who even remembers when they got together, right?
Yeah, I mean, like, we're still friends and everything.
Yeah, totally. Rodney Fry's bland.
How tightly are you gripping the steering at this point?
But I think despite... I don't think she's angry. Like, I don't think she's, like, tightening her hold on the steering wheel or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't think that's her reaction. I think literally her, like, all of the reactions right now, just the, like, surprise and, like, all of that is just genuine, but she's not, like, getting angry, per se. She's just like, oh, wow, yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, right, yeah, sure.
Just getting a bit more uptight.
Yeah, she's like, yeah. In her head, also thinking like, I had a chance with Rodney.
Sure, you did.
She didn't say that, but I'm sure Cecilia's like, well, that means I had a chance.
Oh,
'cause-
definitely. Like, because he even talked about her and stuff. She's like, I had a chance.
To his girlfriend.
Possible girlfriend at the time.
Possible.
It's hazy.
It's hazy enough. She goes back home, goes to the mirror where she has the soda can like pressed against the wall, and it's like up by her mirror. She like strokes it. She's like, "So you saying there's a chance?"
She's like, I have an inside source.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy. I know I've seen Rodney a lot of times in the hallways. I would have never, said he was bland. It's so crazy how people know each other so differently.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. And it's just like I'm not so much into school clubs and organizations and.
Why not?
Well, I just prefer to have fun, Like I like to go out with my
You're
friends and like.
You're saying school clubs can't be fun? Like, isn't the swimming club also a school club?
I mean, I'm not on the swimming club either. Like, but
Are you saying the swimming club isn't fun?
It's not something that I'm interested in, but like it's
right.
It's fine, I guess. It's just like. I don't know, people who engage in the clubs and everything, I feel like there's a little bit of, like casting around for something to do. Like, you should find your own fun, like enjoy yourself, not just kind of waste your time on empty clubs and kind of like fairly meaningless activities. Like,
right. So
go out, meet people, be social, make connections. Live
So
in the moment.
Oh, so you have your life totally figured out, right, Nicole? I mean, you can totally hear that.
Yeah. Oh, stop the car. Just pull in here.
She stops and looks.
Oh, okay. Check this out, right? And she opens the door and like steps that you've kind of pulled out.
What are you doing? Why are you getting out?
So she's actually
taking a detour already.
She's actually had you stop by one of the parks. There's like a little side bit you pulled into when she asked, and she opens the door and she steps out, and there's like a kind of path that goes in. There's quite a few trees, and it's quite heavily like foliaged essentially. And she says, all right, I was a little bit drunk, right? But last time I was here with our friends, we found this tree that is like, it's so cool. I want to see if I can find it again. Come on, let's go.
Yeah, maybe you should
And
get in the
she
car. We shouldn't
starts
be
to
walking.
walk into the.
Nicole, we shouldn't be walking around after dark in a forest. Nicole, please.
Come on, don't be boring. It'll be fun. We're gonna find this tree.
Hold on,
you know
hold on,
what'll
wait.
be fun? Getting home safely. That would be great fun, Nicole.
Point
What
of
a
order.
joy.
Yeah.
Point of order. This is Christine, right? Not Nicole.
Yeah. Sorry, this is Christine.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think this is Christine.
so this is Christine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
she's a bit more of an independent person than
Su-
Nicole.
su-
who is a bit
substitute Nicole for Christine when you said it.
Yeah, I just wanted to clear that up.
Sorry, yeah. Now, take note that you roleplay your character how you want. You are
I know.
You are not locked in to follow.
I
her.
know. I know I don't have to run into that forest.
You could just ditch this bitch right here. Go. girlfriend of your crush, like you like or insulting people that you like, you know? I'm just saying.
Look, Cecilia has been thinking. I've already not been home for such a long time. She was going like she did this girl a favor by offering her to drive her home. This girl just got out in the fucking forest and was like, "Oh, come, I have a tree to show you." And all Cecilia can think about is, my fucking mother will kill me. Like, I will be murdered tonight. But would she leave her?
I mean, with the whole school talking about how Casey's like missing and stuff as well, like.
Yeah. Okay, so. But I don't.
Seeing as Cecilia's clearly taking time to think over it.
Yeah, because I think she would have stopped. Yeah.
We'll see.
Go ahead.
We'll see Christine essentially get to the where the trees start to actually be like, kind of goes down an embankment, grassy, kind of flattens out for a bit, and then there's just a whole load of trees. It's kind of like a small little park area, I guess, but it's overgrown and there's lots of undergrowth and stuff. The grass is quite long, it's not looked after.
Here's an idea. Cecilia would not be following her right now. She would get out of the car, walk to the like passenger's side, and stand there and like just call out after her, being like, Christina, I'll be waiting right here if you find your tree, but I want to get home, so please come back. I don't want to leave you.
She turns around and says, "If you don't want to see it, that's fine, but you're missing out. I'll be back in a second." And then she disappears into the trees.
Not polite.
Into the undergrowth.
Leave your right here. Why do I try to make friends?
So, my question now becomes, how long do you wait? Obviously, there'll be a cutoff point where, you know.
Okay, but here's the thing. With the whole thing of a person going missing right now, with the whole thing of literally the principal, the counselor having fallen unconscious, Tori just having fallen unconscious out of nowhere. Like, this is all in a span of like one day. Cecilia is like, I just want to get fucking home. Like, this is giving me the chills. So I think she would wait there.
I can help a little bit.
15 minutes?
I can help a little bit. 15 minutes is enough time, yeah, sure.
Yeah, like 15 minutes, but then she would, like, or like 10 minutes, but then she would call, like, she would even try to call the police, I think.
Well, she wouldn't have a phone.
Oh, no? Okay.
No. 95, baby.
I wasn't born. I wasn't born yet, baby.
You need to go to a payphone, but there probably is one in a park.
Oh, yeah, there'll be. So, what I'll say is, Cecilia, would you please roll me 2 face dangers?
2 face dangers?
I didn't go into the fucking forest, sheep.
Oh, shit.
You did not. However, you've been on a couple of paths for a while.
Me.
Is it night? Aren't you like on a dark road by yourself, standing on the side of the road?
I mean, it's lit up on the road itself, so.
Oh, in the woods it's lit up?
No, just on the road in the woods.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, okay.
It's not like a deep dark forest. It's just a
yeah.
thicket of.
I was curious about that because I was
Two
like,
great successes.
Two great successes.
The exact same number.
Damn, Cece.
So,
exact same number.
I will. You know what? We have a choice here. We have the tree, we have something else, or we have neither. Seeing as you rolled great successes, if you'd like, you may pick one of them, or, you know, essentially neither.
If I pick neither,
Yeah.
Is there still a chance? Because I know I think you're alluding to like there's this tree right now, and there's another thing that I was on already.
Both
if
of
I
these have been triggered in this area, yes.
yeah, if I say neither at this point, is there still a chance that I can get the other one than the tree in the future? The one I've already been on.
An outside chance, I guess. But I would say it's unlikely. There's a couple of others that are much more likely.
There's lots of stuff going on.
Yeah. Especially now that everyone else has kind of locked in. It's pretty much everything's open to Cecilia. But there's a few others that will essentially, like, going past these means that others come to the forefront as more likely.
Cycling the deck.
And like, if you'd have failed one of those rolls, I would have essentially initiated that path. But because you succeeded both of them, I feel it's only appropriate for you to be able to essentially, out of character, choose. But if you like, you can also roleplay it. Through the roleplay, we may find one of them, like, taking precedence.
Well, here's the thing. If it helps, Cecilia's not getting near that fucking tree.
Okay.
She's steering with the car.
Okay. Well, let's go a little bit further. Because as she's waiting, maybe about 6 or 7 minutes, she hears a scream coming from the woods.
Oh.
Kind of like a high-pitched, either shock or surprise or fear. And it cuts off.
Christine, this is not funny. You're not pulling jokes. You got to see your tree. Please come back. I would very much like to go home.
No answer.
Christine?
There's like a little rustling in the bush, just on the edge of the woods. It's kind of off to the side a little ways as well. Just kind of like, maybe it's like a rabbit running in the undergrowth or something. Who knows?
Okay, so the only way I could contact someone would be to find, like, are there phones on the side of the road then? Like,
there'd be a like phone booth either down the road, either in either direction, or it actually on the pathway on the park.
They were pretty frequent around places like parks and what have you.
Yeah.
So I would say 100% there'd be a payphone.
yeah, all right. Because she would 100% then say something is not right here, and would go for one of the nearest phone booths next to the road.
Okay. As you go towards the phone booth, there's kind of like a louder rustle and a couple of snaps. As you look over, what seems to be a fairly regular-sized fox kind of limps out of the forest. And like there's a little bit of whining, a little bit of kind of, you know, like obvious injury, and it kind of gets a little bit down the path and then kind of like stops and wobbles a little bit and then like falls over.
Is that like I walked past it and it happened behind me, so I turned around to look?
Yeah, the noise made you turn and you saw it as you're still going. You know, you kind of see it in as it's like you're walking towards the payphone. It's a ways away. You know, like 40 meters away or so.
Yeah. She will frown and go towards the little fox and be like, "Hey, little buddy, what's up with you?" And she'll try to like pick it up.
Yeah, it's like it's still breathing. Its breathing is a little bit labored, and you can see a little bit of kind of like red matted fur on one of its front paws. Sorry. And it essentially there's a little bit of whining and that type of thing, but as you get closer and as you speak to it, its head turns and swivel and kind of like swivels towards you with the ears pricked up a little bit. How close do you get?
I think as she gets close, she like sees the blood and she does like a little like like swallow and double take like all right, yeah. But like because she's empathetic, she will like get close and try to like pick it up basically. Like her plan is to pick it up and carry it while she goes for the phone booth.
Yeah. As she kind of goes down to pick it up, it doesn't struggle or resist or anything, but its head turns and your eyes are caught with its eyes, which flash green. In this
Shit,
kind of,
another
like,
insect.
in this,
Green, the color of magic.
in this kind of like and you feel this kind of feel this kind of like surge of like very it's there and gone, like this kind of surge of like vitality or of it's hard to describe. You feel like you're, you know, when you get adrenaline through your body, you know, it kind of like just flows through your body in an instant. Feels like that. It feels like you were washed in a cold shower. And the fox, after that moment, its head kind of lolls and it stops breathing.
Oh no, she still goes to pick it up. She's like, no, buddy, no, you're not dying. And then she like, as she has it in her arms, she goes to walk to the phone booth.
Yeah. As you're walking towards the phone booth, you hear another rustling from the trees, and you're just like picking up the phone as a figure like bursts out of the woods and out of the bushes and goes, "Oh my god, I got lost."
Holy fuck!
I think I saw that like there was a big spider in there, like scary big, like hairy spider.
And it's like Cecilia's like leaning like on her knees.
Yeah.
Like
It scared me so much.
yeah, I heard
almost,
you. I heard you
like,
scream. I was gonna call the police.
I walked around a tree and I almost walked straight into its web.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Must have been so scary. You sounded like you were dying.
don't go in there. Like
I wasn't planning to.
I didn't even find the tree.
Oh, so sad for you. Can we go now?
Yeah, let's go.
Great.
Cool. Okay.
Great. And she's still carrying a now presumably dead fox.
There's no fox. It's gone.
Dun dun dun.
There's like no remains of blood.
No blood, no fox, no nothing. Essentially, when Christine burst out, you were distracted enough that you didn't notice the disappearance of the weight of the fox, which I will say didn't weigh much anyway in itself. And essentially, 1 second it was there, 1 second it was gone.
Right, let's go. Please don't ask me to stop at another park for you to see another tree. I'm gonna drop you off at home right now.
Yeah,
Sounds
no,
good, right?
absolutely good. Not going to run into any more, parks. Perfectly fine. But was an adventure. What? Are you okay? You seem a bit flustered.
You know, maybe you hadn't thought about this yet, but like in the span of one day, 2 people fell unconscious mysteriously, and another person disappeared, and you ran into a forest and like screamed endless, like awesome, like you were dying or
I
anything.
almost ran into a spider.
Yeah, and you know, I was gonna call the cops on you, and
You gotta call the cops on me? I didn't do anything wrong.
to come and save you from your possible death, because who knows what's happening right now, right?
Because of the scream? Yeah, sorry. No, sorry. I realized how that may have seemed, actually.
You know, hey, Christine, look, take it from someone with, like, no people skills and no social skills whatsoever. But next time when someone, like, offers you a ride home, maybe don't ask them to stop in the middle of the night at a park and get out and scream to death. They might not want to they might not want to give you a ride next time. Just a very small tip for someone who has 0 people skills, right?
Well, I do this type of thing.
Oh, you do it often?
Oh, yeah, well,
Explains.
Explains. My friends are okay with it. Like, that's the type of thing we do. We stop if we see something interesting. We get out.
Maybe that's why Rodney broke up with you. Yeah.
I mean, maybe it's why you don't have any friends.
You want to walk?
I think. You know what? I think it's best if I do.
Right. Right. I hope you have a safe walk home, Christine.
Thank you.
Next time you scream, hopefully someone will come to you.
Yeah, they didn't this time. Anyway,
no, they
see
didn't.
you later. Have a good night. Oh, and good luck with Rodney. And she, flounces off. There is...
This version of Cece is giving me life right now.
Yeah.
I am living.
Cece just
is
being
on the edge, and I'm just here for it.
Just being like, I am sensible. What the fuck are you doing?
There is a small burning outrage ember, in your stomach, which is... The best way I can describe it is, and it's something that's fairly new to you, it feels like your authority has been challenged, and you want to essentially, take Christine and beat her down into submission until she acknowledges you as leader, and she agrees to bend to your will. And with that in mind, as we're going forward, you may flip your student thing to the Beastmaster.
What the frick?
I think, seeing as Cece has some experience, she definitely walks to her car and, is flexing her hands and her arms and, trying to shake it off, but,
She's the meme.
the alpha beam.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm so hyper right now. That scene is just so hot. I'm just yeah, you fucking tell her. Ugh.
That was pretty sick.
Okay, so, as Cecilia heads home, William has also headed towards home. George is asleep. We will very quickly rejoin Tori.
Oh yeah.
While she's screaming at the doctors and nurses.
I know.
You know who you're talking to? You cannot do that.
So, a reasonably young nurse in Candy Striper outfit walks in. But you're by yourself, and she essentially walks in a little bit stressed and looking fairly busy, and says, Victoria Whitlock, yes?
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah. Okay. So just to let you know, the doctor has asked that you he wants you to stay overnight, just for observation and for safety's sake. And we'll be able to release you probably in the afternoon tomorrow.
No, I have to get back to class tomorrow. I can't miss a day. And my siblings, they're at home, and I mean, my dad is probably here. Ask my dad. You know, like she says, like, straight up.
I'm afraid it really doesn't matter who your dad is. Your doctor currently is saying that he wants to keep you here for observation.
Well, then let me talk to him.
As you say that, a very slight shimmer of green rings your eyes, and there's like a pause of like a second, almost like she's rearranging things in her like priorities, and she goes, "Oh, of course, I'll get your doctor right now," and she walks out.
Okay, well, good.
Maybe about 2 or 3 minutes pass, and a slightly older gentleman walks in, and he's a bit harumphy and a bit kind of, and says, hello, young lady. I believe you have been giving the nurse a bit of a hard time. She says you want to leave?
Yeah, I feel fine. Can you just let me go tonight? I want to be able to go to school tomorrow.
Now, I understand that you think school is important, and I applaud that, but I'm afraid that in these type of situations when we're not completely sure what happened, it's worth being cautious and observing you for the night just to make sure that nothing adverse happens.
Look, I feel fine, okay? Just let me leave. Just let me go. You don't have to, like, it's fine. I'll sign whatever.
And as you say that, again, the camera sees a shimmer of, slightly stronger this time, of kind of green emerald, like, glaze across your eyes. And he says, well, yes, exactly. Yeah, please sign here. And he just holds out, like, his clipboard with a piece of paper
Tori's like super confused about the sudden reversal. Usually she complains and then shit sometimes works, but this is weird. And she signs the paper and says like, okay, well, good.
Yeah,
thanks.
Absolutely. Anyway, you should leave. Everything's fine, so you should leave. I have to go, and he kind of like starts mumbling and stuff, and then kind of absent-mindedly wanders out of the room.
Yeah, Tori's like, oh, what up, Katie?
Was the doctor Cece's dad?
No.
Okay. That was it.
She gets up like out of the bed and stuff, and like, gets her clothes back on, probably. As is hospital, the way it always goes.
Yeah.
And just like, yeah, just heads out now that it's like, okay, everything's fine. I feel fine. Everything's cool. That was a little bit weird, but I'm okay. Like, recenter. It's all good.
Yeah.
And yeah, she heads out into the parking lot. I assume somebody drove her car here because she drove her car to the lake.
Yeah.
Which would mean that while she was unconscious, somebody else probably drove it here.
Essentially Laura would have told you that she's driven your car before, you've driven hers.
Totally.
And she left your keys with you when she basically went away. She pretty much said, like, everyone else was all very fluttery and all very kind of like, oh my god, yeah, everything okay? And in that kind of hullabaloo, before everyone started to drift away, she gave you your keys and she essentially said, like, I'm going to take off, but call me when you get home, okay?
Yeah.
Let me know you're good.
How long was Tori in the hospital? Total.
I mean, at this point, it's reasonably late. Like, it's evening now.
So just like the afternoon, kind of.
But it was the late afternoon. She was brought in and then woke up.
Okay. I was just gonna wonder why her parents hadn't looked for her. Like if it was a long period of time, or we all know why, but
Yeah.
But like why?
Well, I mean, her dad works at the hospital, so
True.
It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
Because
Ooh.
he's a surgeon, right?
He is a surgeon.
But anyway, she heads out to her car and like, you know, sits for a second in the driver's seat, like just like, oh.
Well, for a little added extra thing, when she steps out into the cool night, the doors open and she steps out of the hospital. She's hit by the cool sea breeze. You know, that kind of like salty sea smell. There's like little flecks of moisture.
Wait, we're in the
air.
we're in the middle of the U.S. There's no ocean here.
There's no ocean here.
Yeah, that's weird.
But soothing nonetheless.
Yeah, it's just like, okay, yeah, I mean, it's nice, you know, like, it's good. I might have a concussion.
Melder pits.
And then she looks to the left and she coincidentally sees two people with like surfboards who just came from some beach. It's like, oh, it's them. All right.
Radical, dude.
Turns around, goes back into the hospital.
Maybe I should stay anyway.
Yeah.
I think I'm in the wrong ward.
Joel's like, I don't even surf, bro. What am I doing here? Gnarly.
I think she's a little bit like out of sorts. Like that was like a very weird experience to be like, just let me do this, and then it happens, right? And when you were expressing the whole like emerald shimmer thing, Sheepy, did you mean like in her vision? Like, does she notice, or is it just something you see from the outside?
She doesn't notice in her vision. What I will say is, there's a certain mild feeling of kind of like vertigo. It's not much, and she would probably ascribe it to what's
being
happened.
in the hospital, having been unconscious. Sure, there are many things.
So there's been a couple of dizzy spells, like very mild, very vague.
So she gets in her car. She waits a couple minutes, like just puts on like a a CD, you know what I mean, or something for like a little bit, like takes a breath, and then just like heads back home. So that she can at least have some chill, comfort time.
Absolutely.
Not in a hospital.
And it doesn't take super long. You're pretty close.
No,
to
we're
the
pretty
hospital.
close. Yeah. The hospital is like 3 blocks away from my house. It looks like on the map.
Pretty much. Good street or two.
How are the Terror Twins or what have you?
So they're good. Your parents were informed that you were taken to hospital. Obviously, your dad intervened a little bit just to make sure everything was okay. And once he found out it was, they were a bit surprised to see you home because they were told you're going to stay for observation. But they don't question it too much either. They're essentially, they let you out, and you're like, yeah, and that's pretty much it.
Cool.
The twins are doing fine. As far as you can tell, the talk of problems with sorry, I'm gonna have to look to remind myself. The problems that you talked with Sam about doesn't seem to have made it to your parents. So so far so good on that front, I guess, depending on your perspective.
Yeah, I suppose so far so good. Yeah. Tori like goes up to her room, and of course she has like a landline phone in there to give Laura a call like she said she would. Laura being like her actual best friend. In a way that others are maybe not. Just calls her and like gives her the like, yeah, I'm fine.
The 411, I believe it's called.
The old 411, yeah. And like after that, she sort of spends a little time in her room, basically like away from her siblings, just like her own space. And her room is nice. You know what I mean? Like big house, big room, lots of good stuff in there. Bookshelves stocked, nice like dresser, good nightstand, all very comfortable bed. You
Probably has a
know.
walk-in closet.
You know it. You absolutely know it.
More than one
And,
pair of shoes.
Yeah. I think she just spends the evening indulging in what I can only describe as a guilty pleasure for someone like Tori. Which is she has a huge collection of like shitty romance novels.
Okay.
Just like
Oh, hell
so many of them. Like, like the Fabio chest uncovered,
Oh, yeah.
fucking yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We call them blue books in England.
Blue books, yeah.
I think there's a name for him here. I don't know what it is though.
Smut. That's what they're called.
Is it
KB.
smut? Smut books?
Smut.
I love me some smut.
Is it Harlequin romance?
Harlequin romance. I think that's it.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
That's but smut. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she just like chills and reads and there you
So
go.
in that case, we will fade on Tori and everyone else's night for here. And we're actually going to skip a little bit, not too much.
Okay.
But we're going to rejoin. Thank you. We're going to rejoin everyone in class actually. The next day. What I will say is, all of you to some degree are experiencing some very minor and very explainable side effects of the last day or so. For you, George, there is a certain amount of the only way I can describe it is emptiness. And it's not massive. It's not anything
do you
like
mean?
that. But and it's not necessarily a negative thing. It feels very much like when you were taking on that challenge. It feels like you could very easily like consume, and there's a very small, a very slight impulse there, where like seeing food or anything along those lines. Like you it's not compulsion, it's not even an impulse, it's just a feeling, almost not a certainty, but it's like a vibe where you're like, I could eat that, I could eat that.
Yeah.
I could, and you like see a horse and you're like, I could eat that.
Yeah. Watch those travel shows where people actually cook a whole camel and be like, I could eat the whole thing.
Yeah.
I would say for you, Tori, you've had moments where you think you smell you feel like a sea breeze, and you like smell kind of like that, like refreshing sea air kind of thing.
Salt.
Yeah, and very occasionally you feel like a little bit of a sway, like you're off balance, or almost like you're on a ship and the waves are like rocking it. For you, William, essentially let's call it the most important thing is you occasionally feel your right eye. Sorry, that's the left one. You occasionally feel your right eye kind of. It feels a bit itchy. It feels like you've got some kind of rash there or something. Like feels a bit scaly. You're muted, mate.
I was gonna say that's perfect because that's what I'm doing now because I'm using this fucking eye cream all the time.
There you go.
It's perfect timing. I can do it naturally because I'm always sitting like this, going fucking.
She's a witch.
Scratchy.
There you go. I did it. I did that exactly for you, so you could work it into your
Thank you.
roleplay.
That's very nice of you.
For you, Cecilia, honestly, like it's not as noticeable as of yet. I would. There's nothing that really stands out. I would say in your interactions with people, you may see them a little bit more in a pack mentality. Essentially, the idea that you know what? You start to see the student groups that you see around you, not so much as like exclusionary groups which you're not involved in. You start to see kind of the dynamics of interaction that they have. You notice the people who are leading the conversation and the people who are following the conversation. So as you're looking around the school as students are interacting, you're like, okay, that person right there, that is the person who is like the alpha of that group. They're leading that group. The other people are following them because they have something that is like not compelling, but like leading them to listen and to follow to a certain degree. And I will say to illustrate what's coming up a little bit, you will feel that same kind of magnetism during this class from the teacher.
The same kind of vibe of like seeing who's clearly at the top.
Who's at the top, but also who has that kind of unseen force, unseen power that leads people to listen to them, that leads people to follow them.
I'm sorry, the only thing I can think about is all of the messed up Teen Wolf fanfiction Omega verse stuff. And it's like, oh my god, I'm the alpha.
I have luckily not experienced that.
Oh boy.
Oh, that's why I was losing my shit.
haven't lived.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, yes, you have, but also.
I feel like I haven't missed out.
No, you haven't.
So, all of you are sitting in your seats. The one thing I would ask is William still up at the front? And is Cecilia still up at the front?
Oh no, Will is sitting with George and
At the back?
and Joel. Yeah.
Okay.
The reason he was up at the front was he was keen on learning, but he can learn from the back.
Yeah.
But now he's got people to sit with.
Well, and this is
Especially
also
in this class.
This is also philosophy and ethics. So
yeah, exactly. He doesn't give a shit about this class really. As long as he gets a passing grade, he's fine.
I do like that you recognized it from the music.
Yeah.
But,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's this guy. Okay.
Yeah, it's the one that William dreads.
And leading in from that, does Cecilia automatically sit with Tori? If she doesn't, does Tori invite her? Like, how does the dynamic play out from here?
So I think that from last night and all of that, Cecilia would normally go and sit up front, and just like seem slightly out of it, and then I'll leave it up to Elf. To see
I
if
don't think
anything
Tori.
else
I don't think
happens.
Tori directs you to do anything particularly different, right?
Mm.
It's one of those things where it's like, she might like say hi to you at lunch or like talk to you in the hallway, but she's not going to tell you where to sit in class. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like,
So
doesn't matter.
there's no
then-
compulsion dragging her into the group, but there's also no what's the word? Disaffection, where she just doesn't care.
No.
There's
No.
okay.
Then I'll add something that she will be looking like slightly uncomfortable or like out of it. She'll like be looking around her shoulder quite often, just like to the room, and maybe to Tori that may seem like a thing of her not knowing if like it may seem related to her to Tori.
Yeah.
I mean,
if it
Tori is happy to let you
is.
dangle. If it's like, oh no, I'm worried about the social group dynamics. It's
Yeah.
like, well, you should be worried, and
Yeah.
we'll
You can-
rectify that.
Be scared.
You can totally like look at it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
absolutely.
Okay. In that case, we will fade back into the philosophy and ethics class with Mr. Knight. As he is partway through his class, depending on how engaged all of you are, you know, like you may be listening to this completely. William, you may be grumbling in the background. You know, we'll see how it goes. However, he
Very
said,
disinterested.
he says, and that of course brings us on to the idea of who we are and how we got there. One of the most important things about about our journey as people is what we face, the trials we go through, and the obstacles in our way. To a certain degree, there'll become a day when you look at yourself and realize that you have changed. And whether you like or dislike who you are now, that will all be completely due to the trials and the obstacles in front of you. It may not be clear to everyone here right now because you're still at the beginning of your lives. You still have time to grow and trials and tribulations to face. One of the things I will say is that when it comes to who we become as people, obstacles, even pain, is sometimes necessary to grow into the people we need to be. And it is important for those who have gone ahead, for those who are older, for those who have the experience, not necessarily to shield those learning from either pain or tribulation or trials, because that is what dictates growth. One of the things we can find apparent in society is that those who coast through early life often find themselves disappointed and floundering in later life because they have not gone through enough to steel themselves for the tribulations, for the realities of life after school, after education. This is why very often people who start off in school as the prom king and the prom queen and track stars very often find themselves with a very disappointing life afterwards, because they are unable to face and overcome, or even have the will to overcome, the obstacles that are in front of them. So one thing that is important to remember as you go through your life at school is you may be suffering now, you may be having pain now, you may be facing difficulties now. That doesn't mean that's going to be your entire life, and in fact, you are equipping yourself to become much more whole and much more able to deal with the realities of life in the future.
Tori raises a hand.
Yes.
What about your life, sir? How are you feeling about it?
Good question. There are moments where I find myself disappointed with the direction my life has come. However, I'm extremely happy and confident with the person I have become. There is often moments in an adult's life where they are asked the question, if you could, would you go back and do it all again? The idea is extremely tempting, as it affords you the opportunity to change the path, the direction of your life. Maybe you could have made a different choice, maybe you could have done a different thing that would have led you an entirely different way. However, for myself, and for, I suspect, many other people, when you think about it seriously, you cannot give up the pain of your past because it has forged who you are now. And if you are happy, if you like who you are now, you should like your past, you should like the pain you've gone through, because it's made you into who you are.
CC's like, yeah.
Yes?
I mean, sure, sir. Surely you're like, you're sounding very pessimistic right now. And like, if you look at it another way, like, surely there's ways that there's like people there that don't look at their past with like pain and disappointment. Like, surely some people made the right choices immediately the first time and just didn't regret it or didn't think that they had pain. Like, it all seems very pessimistic.
Oh, there are absolutely people who have done the right thing from the start and been successful and done very well at school in terms of avoiding pain, in terms of avoiding obstacles and tribulations. However, I would invite you to see where they are now. In the majority of these cases, these people are unhappy. These people have been let down by the realities of life later on because they have not forged the... Yes.
but maybe couldn't it be that you're saying that because you had all the pain in your past and like you're not one of those people and maybe you're envious of them?
Absolutely. It is very possible.
Right, that was not... Yeah. Okay, that wasn't my question, not really questions. Sorry.
It just seems like a very personal take, sir. Not very,
Have you ever heard of a general philosophy? I believe most philosophies are personal. How can you apply philosophy to life if you don't do it through the lens of yourself?
I mean, so are we learning Mr. Knight's philosophy?
I'm telling you about Mr. Knight's philosophy. What you take away from it is completely up to you. That's part of your philosophy. If you feel that the things that I am telling you, the things that I am, the things I'm presenting to you are completely wrong for how you see things, then the best thing you can do is to challenge how you see things and decide for yourself what you feel is right.
Tori just like rolls her eyes and is like, okay, whatever.
Anyway, as I was saying, and he kind of, the camera fades off as he trails away and the class continues. And I think for today, there will be one more scene.
Okay.
Which won't take very long. George. And possibly William, although I'll leave that open to some interpretation from both of you. After school, what do you do and where do you go?
Probably skate park.
Skate park? Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
unless there's some weird that would like disrupt my normal routine
There
other
is
than
some
how
weird,
I'm feeling.
that is some weird that disrupts normal routine, but it is at the skate park, which is why I wanted to know if you went there or not.
Excellent. That is where Joel and I would mindlessly go without even probably thinking about it.
Okay.
And
Question.
invite William, of course. We'd probably wait outside the school for him. Like that group of hoodies. Like,
Yeah.
just
I have-
expecting him to come. Like, an open invitation at this point,
Yeah.
Question.
Group of these cigarettes, Yeah.
Is Will keeping up like 100% with his homework? He's not lagging behind or anything. He's getting everything done.
Give me go toe-to-toe and include any academic tags and weaknesses that you feel would apply.
Give you a what? Sorry.
Any academic weaknesses or power tags that would apply to you.
I've got science,
Yep.
math,
Yep.
researcher.
Oh, absolutely.
We've got high focus.
Yes.
Damn, these are a lot of power tags. Holy
Yeah.
shit. What a smart boy.
What a brain.
Yeah.
All wrinkly over there.
So wrinkled.
I would advocate for 2 moves ahead as well, so I planned the homework pretty well.
Yeah, I'd agree with that, but I'd also say -1 just because you are spending less time studying.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, so how? What
I'd say
do I
that
do?
would be 4.
What do I roll?
If you look to the right, you can see the plus, the minus, the power.
Yes, I can. So 5 plus 1 minus.
Yes.
I imagine he'd probably develop some sort of nickname at the skate park for always having books out and like papers, and people might actually accidentally roll over him and be like, sorry, books, or whatever. I don't know.
Then you can click go toe-to-toe on the left. Oh, I forgot to do this last time as well.
Click go toe to toe.
it's
Oh,
got
there it is.
Core
on the left.
moves. Yeah.
Great success.
Great success.
Leave
La
it
la
at
la.
that. There we go. It's your great
Action
success.
match.
I keep forgetting to show the dice thing. It goes over the map. I apologize for.
14
I'll
is
get there.
good.
Yeah. You have not noticed, and B, in certain degrees, you actually find yourself being a bit more productive, which is kind of worrying in a way because you're studying a bit less.
Yeah.
Worrying about studying. a bit less.
But I think the tactically minded and the 2 moves ahead now means that he has less time, so he focuses more on what he should study instead of studying everything.
Yeah. He also he also possibly is over studying, as in, like, you know, if he gives his brain a little rest from time to time, it lets him kind of, you know, recenter.
Yeah, also lets him digest the information as well. Yeah.
So
yeah, if I'm doing that well, I'll go to the skate park.
Okay.
Definitely.
In that case, when you get to the skate park, there are no other kids there. It is almost completely empty.
Does anyone in our group have a skateboard?
Yes, both George and
Joel and I
have skateboards.
Can Will try it?
Oh, hold
because
on,
there's
hold on.
no one there is no one else there.
Well,
so there's no one to look like an asshole in front of.
I said it's almost completely empty.
Oh, okay, I won't try it.
Because what is there is what seems like possibly a middle-aged older man. He is dressed in a kind of dark gray suit, like kind of a dark gray jacket, which is very kind of, you know, a little bit tatty, a little bit rough. He's got shiny black shoes, and he's kind of standing there just staring off into the distance, which it's kind of hard to tell how tall he is because he's very hunched. He's got kind of like a very like sloping kind of posture, and he's got these very dull kind of like fairly dead eyes, and his skin is not grey, but it's got that kind of pallor. It's very kind of grey pallor, and he's got this kind of like very black slicked hair that goes over in a like a side parting. And when you get there, he essentially hears you approaching, maybe hears a skateboard, etc., and his head kind of like turns to the side, and he goes, "Hello there."
Is he close by, or is he like, how far away is he?
Oh, he's like in the middle of the skate park, just by himself.
Oh. Question: is it one of those skate parks that's like a concrete pool?
It's more.
Or is it ramp?
It's ramp and stuff like that as well.
Oh, okay.
And he says, he looks at Joel for a second, and then his head turns to George, and kind of cocks to the side for a second, and then looks over at William. If you could be an animal, what animal would you be?
Ferret.
Is this really happening?
If George looks at Will, he just goes, "What?" Ferrets are neat.
And then he looks at you, George. What about you?
All right, I'll play along. Bear.
I'm looking for someone.
Can we assist you?
If you want to help me look for someone, you can assist me.
She'll kind of like look at William and Joel like, are we gonna die? Do we help this dude? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I probably, because he has I'm assuming he kind of has the stance and demeanor of like an older gentleman.
Yeah, he's very.
You said he has a hunch, kind of.
Yeah, kind of hunched. He's quite slouched, and he looks like demotivation personified.
Oh.
Wow. I'd probably think he was like lost.
Yeah.
Like he escaped a hospital or care or something, and be like, "Can we help you find your way home? You looking for Timmy in the well?"
Yeah, I think William like mouths at George and maybe like super quiet whisper, "Is he high? Is he high?"
I've never seen anyone high like that before. That's all I'm saying. And he
this is during the crack epidemic, so maybe.
when you say like, do you want us to help you go home? He says, I don't live here.
Oh,
I'm just
okay.
looking for someone.
Who?
I'm not sure.
Oh.
Probably a student, most likely in the last couple of years of high school. I would guess that in the past few days, they've been down to the lake, and they've gone either into the lake or have been hanging around the lake for a certain amount of time.
Bro, I don't know what you're up to, but if you're creeping on young girls at the lake, we got nothing to do with that, and you need to get the hell out of the skate park, because this is not the place for you.
No, I have no interest in young girls at all. It's a specific person precisely. And I understand your worry, as I do very much look like a creepy weirdo.
I ain't here to judge your appearance, sir.
No,
You just
no.
are an older gentleman saying you're looking for a high school student by the lake.
It is what it is, and it's perfectly fine to make that immediate snap judgment. I'm not a creepy weirdo, I'm just a liar and a con man.
She's like looking around at the empty skate park, this like suited man in the middle of it, thinking, not a creepy and a weirdo joke.
I think Will at this point is like, let's get out of here. Let's get out of here.
You want him to know where you live, bro? A con man, you say?
And a liar, yeah.
Fun.
Is that good business?
Interestingly enough, being able to con people is a very good way of making money. People are fairly stupid.
Well, this ain't the part of town to be finding money, sir.
No, I'm not trying to find money currently.
Just a young student by the lake. Okay, well, I guess we'll go look by the lake for you then. It was lovely to run into you.
What's your name?
Teresa.
Teresa. And you? He looks at you, William.
Marcus?
Marcus. Well,
with a K.
Shut up, he doesn't even know how to spell your name.
He reaches into his front pocket and pulls out a couple of cards and like splits them with his finger and says, if you ever want help getting rid of your problem, please do let me know. It'll cost you, but I promise you I can help you with what's going on right now.
This is not the high school student you are looking for. Lake is full of mosquitoes and I don't go there.
Oh, I have no interest in you currently, but I can help you if you need help.
Said the con man and the liar.
Well, you know I'm a con man and a liar. I just told you that.
Or you're lying.
If I was intending to con you, then I wouldn't have told you that I was. If you don't need help, then you don't need.
No, thank you, sir. Thank you. No, I'm so sorry. It's just this is you.
Do you want the cards or not?
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay. And if you hear of anyone who has been down to the lake recently, very possibly had a spell of fainting or unconsciousness, please do let me know.
We would have probably heard about the Tori.
You
people,
absolutely
right?
100%
That'd
would
be
have heard.
huge news. Would anybody's faces give it away? I think George is probably a pretty stoic, like.
Yeah, no, Will is
poker face, but like I was wondering if Joel and Will might like.
Will is part of the royal guard at the moment. It's just no expression whatsoever.
Okay.
1 second. Could both of you please roll me a convince?
Let's see.
I will say you can use a few you can use a few tags if any are appropriate, but you will take a -2.
I got a mild success.
I'd probably say that my
you didn't minus the 2. You got a +2 there.
Oh.
So that's actually a failure.
It's a 4,
That's
yeah.
a fail. Do you want me to roll again, or you just want to take it as a 4?
I'm happy with either, whichever you're happy with.
I have a weakness that's guarded. I'd say that would be a strength in
Yeah.
this. But also I have a weakness called awkward, and that might not be a strength at this point.
I would be happy if you. It's fine if you don't want to invoke the weakness, but
Okay.
so it'd be
convince...
-1 basically, yeah.
Yeah, convince. So just a +1 from
A -1.
-1.
Yeah.
Okay. Nope.
Oh no.
You both failed really bad.
So you do know someone who has. Is it a male or female?
I'm sorry, it.
Female, okay. Do you go to school with them? I'm assuming yes.
Will's not saying anything. He's just looking back and forth between Joel and George and this weirdo.
George is starting to think that maybe he's here to inspect like foul play at the lake or something. Like maybe someone tried to drown
Oh.
her. And so George is getting to the point where she's like about to like spill. Like, oh,
Yeah.
maybe you're here to protect
The whole
us.
like, oh, this man's is a cop or something.
Yeah,
yeah.
because he's out of town. He's looking for someone. He doesn't know exactly who, like all the deets and everything, because probably the school's trying to keep it like, oh, no one accidentally almost drowned.
Yeah.
So George is probably like, you know, are you here from the government or something? Are you here to make sure that Tori's okay?
Damn it.
Tori. Okay.
I'm so sorry. I'm a dumb teenager. What am I?
No, it's good. I wanted it to happen.
Is there a last name?
Victoria. That's who you're looking for, right?
Are
Are you here to make sure she's okay?
Probably.
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 Oh, that's
Mm.
reassuring.
Last name?
You don't know? Wait, didn't you just say you're here?
I did say I was here, yes.
I don't know if I should be sharing personal information with a stranger, and I'm sure you can understand that.
I mean, at this point, Quail Town High School, Tori, Victoria, it's not going to be difficult. But
Exactly, and if you're an official from the government, the school should be
I'm-
willing to give you all that information.
I'm not.
I'm not going to
an-
get busted for your ass.
I'm not an official from the government. I am a liar and a con man. I told you that at the beginning.
Synonymous. My statement stands.
George
Okay.
don't like that government.
Reptiles.
What was the name that you gave him again for?
I said Tori and I said Victoria. I
Oh,
don't
no,
think I said
for,
their
for
last.
George, the fake name. I can't remember.
Teresa.
Teresa.
Teresa and Marcus.
Which I think Teresa's her middle name. She just panicked, so it's not that smart of a move.
Tell me, Teresa, have you ingested any poisonous chemicals or dangerous chemicals yet?
Unknowingly?
No, just through the course of exploring what you are.
I'm sorry, what?
Oh, okay.
I don't do drugs, if that's what you're asking.
No. It had nothing to do with drugs. I'm just wondering how far you've explored what you can do.
I don't know what kind of shit you're into, sir, but this conversation's getting very uncomfortable.
You don't know yet. Okay.
William,
And
what the?
have you explored what you can do yet?
I'm going to leave now.
Smart.
Such a perfect William response.
Yeah. All right. I should go looking for. Well, have a good day, if that is even possible anymore. I'll see you later when you come to me for help. Goodbye.
Hey.
And he starts to lope off down the
Lope?
street and disappears back into town. And for now, we will leave things there for today.
Will doesn't
What's
swear.
that?
Doesn't swear, doesn't use profanities, but he just looks at George and goes, "What the fuck just happened?"
Okay, so there we go.
I mean, I think it's the first time Joel's probably ever been speechless. That would be the end.
Yeah.
What?
Joel's like, was like
Joel,
higher than usual, or
No, Joel at the end he finally says, "Oh, I'm Joel. Hi."
yeah.
Once the guy sloped off.
I'm Joel. Thanks for asking. Yeah, no.
God damn it! I was
so-
hoping to get some meta clue there, Sheepy, about what I could do. I got nothing.
Well, you closed up, man. What do you want from
yeah.
me? So, what I can give you is that you both took his cards.
Yeah.
I think George
Or
took
George.
both cards.
I think
George
I
took
grabbed
his
both
cards,
for
okay.
us because
Yeah.
he was about to take him back. Yeah.
In that case, it is a fairly like flourished, like fancy looking card, like embossed and embellished, and it just says Bertrand Gray, helper, healer,
Con man and liar.
con man, liar.
Stop. That's so good. Helper, healer, con man, liar.
And
Tinker
then-
Tailor Soldier Spy.
and then it just says contact me if you need help.
But
Is
no
there a
phone number, no
number?
nothing.
No.
Nothing. That's what yep.
Yeah, you gotta use the Ouija board.
And then on the
man.
back it says
Bertrand.
on the back it says visit my Etsy store.
Bertrand, are you with us today?
Yeah.
Come in, Bertrand. Yeah, it's
What the hell?
hey everyone, you all
Hi.
We did it. We all did it.
You all found your path.
Way to go, everybody.
I have
Well-
no idea what the fucking devil I did.
I was gonna say, like, I think we're all on a path, but I don't know what they are.
I mean,
I'm very curious.
like, I think for now, seeing as they're things that will slowly come about over time, we'll talk about it after the show.
I thought that was gonna be like a salamander thing, like scaly eye and the verticals. Like, oh, it's gonna be nope.
Yeah, you may have noticed that the book was like, oh, self-help. If you're in need of help, here it is. And if you
oh
remember,
my god, I didn't realize it was the fucking self-help book. That's
yeah,
beautiful.
if you remember, this is the thing is, regardless of what you wanted a book for, it would have made itself that for you.
Oh, so
that-
that's why it was a good book.
And that's why it was blank afterwards, right?
That's why it was blank afterwards. And that is a path you've been on since the counselor and that conversation where he said, if you ever need help, don't be afraid to ask.
Nuh-uh.
PP, if we're doing the after show
Yes.
talk, maybe change
Wait.
the music.
Oh, sorry.
Oh my god, it's so serious.
Spooky.
We're still talking to creepy in the
and now
skate
we
park.
get yakety sax instead.
Oh, there's the library.
There you go.
Yeah.
So,
Good scene.
uh,
Good session.
floor is open. If you'd like to talk about things, we won't go for quite as long because I know a couple of people need to dip. Anything anyone wants to say or highlight.
Yeah.
It was great.
Go check out the Patreon.
Check out the
You
Patreon.
guys should check out that Patreon though.
Check it
It
out.
does-
It's the only
it
reason we
does-
can do this shit.
Kind of the reason we're here and
And by shit, I mean good thing.
Okay.
I thought today's session was great because we managed to hit all three other supernatural triggers.
I was fairly certain Cecilia was just gonna fucking book it.
Yeah.
I mean, she's just such a smart, logical person. It's hard to get
Yeah.
her to walk into danger. Like, I get that. I kind of thought the same thing. I was like, you're gonna have to stumble her, which you did.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought neither George nor Cecilia were going to hit a like end of the path on this one.
Really?
I like when you went to talk to the chef. I was like, okay, cool, she's on it. She's going. Like, let's go for this.
Yeah, because you went outside, right? If
Yeah.
you had
Yeah.
not gone out, if you'd not gone outside and like
You-
around the building,
Oh,
You'd
you
have
wouldn't have
got-
met.
You'd have
You
got a
wouldn't have met
normal
Chef
meal.
Jeff. Yeah, you would have got a normal meal.
I mean, IRL, I totes would have been besties with Chef Jeff, really. I
Oh,
would've
yeah.
Totally gone back with
Yeah.
him. Like, you got a light, bro. Let's hang. You seem chill.
I mean, you know,
I would have been fucked no matter what.
that's the wisdom of a few centuries. That'll do
Yeah.
that for you. And then William was the only one I was pretty sure was going to end up at the library with a couple of options.
Yeah.
And yeah, Cecilia, you know, it's,
I'm very
To be
curious
honest, she would have very much ran and booked it.
Yeah.
But the only problem is, when you threw the fox out there, it was like, all right, yeah,
It's like an
but then
animal person. Yeah.
But then I looked at her tags and it was like, I did make her, like, she is empathetic and
Yeah.
she does work with animals.
Yeah.
So if there's one thing she would do, is like, she would still book for it, but take it in her
She'd
arms and
take
like
the
run like
animal with
that.
her,
Yeah, I thought that was really good. Yeah.
Would you like to know what the other option was?
A
Yeah.
fucking tree.
The tree. Yeah.
A dryad.
It was the spider.
The
it's
spider.
See, Katie's like, why couldn't I get the spider?
Oh, bitch, I would have never been in the woods. But it would have
and
been sick to have a spider.
yeah.
Just
I'd pet you and I'd name you Squishy and you would have been mine.
as a sidebar, the other closest one that George was on a path to was called the Light, and that was in the church.
Oh, shit. And all I had to do was go in to check. And I didn't. Ooh.
And then there were two. Like, seeing as we're done now, I can tell you.
Yeah,
a
we're
couple of
good.
the-
Yeah,
we've
dude.
Got, we've
So-
got the paths.
Unless you're still gonna bring any of this up later. Okay.
The other couple, like, even if they do come up, they'll come up very tangentially. It wouldn't be like they're not, you know. But we also have the possibility of the Demon Book for William, which was
Okay.
which was the school library one, which you dodged.
Ah.
Oh yeah, there's another one for Cecilia as well, which. But there is also the Wall, which was this whole other thing. For Cecilia, the other one was the Evolution.
Ooh.
And that was the biology class.
I remember.
The what?
De-evolution.
The Evolution.
Oh yeah, but then you said that was the one that.
Oh, that was the biology class.
Oh yeah.
it-
What? There wasn't anything in the hospital, Sheepy?
There is, yeah.
Kind of sad. I missed. I missed that.
You didn't. You spoke
We
to
might
it.
still run into them because, I mean, they start with other people, right?
You spoke to it.
Oh, so.
The nurse.
All right.
Aw. You kicking yourself?
All right.
She's pissed.
That wasn't a path though.
All right.
That was just an entity.
We'll see each other later.
Oh yeah.
Rain check.
I'm so intrigued about what Williams and Cecilia's like powers do and are.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm the
like-
alpha. It's
like
clear.
George. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
George is like self-explanatory. It's like
I'm
the
gonna be like
cons-
a goat.
the consume power. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, like chew tin cans. or
William
cyanide.
William no longer needs
know.
glasses and he's got 60/20 vision. That's it.
I'm really curious. I like Williams. I have an idea. I don't know.
Yeah, he can do evil eye and people just go, "Oh, fine, I'll do it."
Or like, will he see text written in places that other people won't see? Like, oh,
See, that's what I thought
oh,
initially
no.
when you said that the book was empty. I thought like, "Oh, Williams absorbed the fucking book."
I mean,
That's what I thought.
He did absorb the book.
He kind of
It's
did.
No, I mean,
yeah.
not because the book was special, but rather because the eye was. That's the thing he can do now. And it was like, "Oh, look, Shakespeare." Just,
When I
My God.
when I heard Beastmaster as well on like Cecilia's one, I immediately thought like, oh, this is gonna be like mythos above mythos, like knowledge of the other sorts of things. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like,
yeah,
like
yeah.
power.
I know everything about Pegasus.
Which is kind of interesting.
Well, some of them may surprise you. That's what I'll
Yeah.
say. Shall we outro proper for?
Yeah,
for
let's
Yeah.
do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's start today with Tori and Elf, and then hot potato
Okay.
it across.
Well, then this is going to be simple because I am going to command you to come and see my stream at twitch.tv/distractedelf or on Twitter @distractedelf. And I mean, that's that. You have no choice. You have to now. And siren powers.
Yeah.
You heard her.
There you go.
Facts.
Let's go to Sirens.
Hi. I'm Syrinx. You can find me as such on Twitter and Instagram. That's really all I want to say about myself. Go check out the Patreon, please. I don't have siren powers, but I'm the
But-
alpha, so you need to listen to me.
You should also check out the Patreon. Yeah, I'll have you out there. It's fine.
Obey the beast.
Check out the
I'm the alpha. God, that's the only thing I
You're
could.
the alphaist.
Oh no,
couldn't-
no. What is it? What is it? It's. Wait, I can probably do this.
You're all betas.
Oh god.
That's not scary at all.
Also,
And yes, Cyrix, I'm right there with you
Yeah.
with the Omegaverse giggles. Like,
I don't know what that is.
You look at the groups and all you see is the
you
hierarchies.
see the hierarchies. So funny.
Cirx, hot potato?
Yep, I will. Katie, go ahead, talk.
Hey there, my name's Class Katie. You can find me at twitch.tv/Class Katie. But really, you should check out the Patreon on this channel because if that didn't exist and people didn't support it, then this show wouldn't exist. What a sad time that would be.
Mm-hmm.
I'll eat your cell phone.
And I have
I don't
lots
know.
of ideas, so I can make a lot more if you make me.
Oh
Just
no,
saying,
wouldn't want
simple
to.
and easy. I love you guys and
Yeah.
thank you for spending the day with us.
Oh yeah.
ZT.
Yes.
Hi. I'm LZT. You can find me at twitch.tv/Lima Zulu Tango. It's LZT, but you're writing out in native phonetics. You can not catch me during this week because I have an essay that I have to write. But during the weekend, I might be doing some leatherworking because some dude ordered a pirate hat, so I have to make a pirate hat now.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's gonna be really cool
Hell
when he gets
yeah.
back to me with measurements and stuff, so I can actually order what I need. Yeah, check out the Patreon. I'm gonna say the same thing that everyone else did because it's without
advice.
it we wouldn't be here. So that camera. Thanks for hanging out. I got too many cameras. I don't know which one I'm looking at. There's no red light. I'm gonna hot potato up to sheepdog.
Okay, and enough has been said about the Patreon and that. Go give it a look. Twitter, Discord as well. There are links around about the place. You can find them. For now, I think we're gonna head off. I'm gonna have a quick chat with everyone about what exactly it means, what they've just found and become, and everything. I will say thank you for watching, everyone. I am preparing to go to the outro, which I'm trying to do now. And thanks for watching. See you next time.
Ow.